Hey, what's up, everybody? So today I want to talk about Jacob Sockness, but I mainly want to watch this interview that I found where he's just like talking to some other occultist, and it's from January, and I don't think that many people have seen it yet. And I don't know, it like sheds a little more light into his mentality as opposed to everything else, I think. But let's start by just like reading a little bit of like stuff from the quickie about Jacob Sockness. Jacob Sockness is a mentally regarded amateur sorcerer and conspiracy theorist from San Francisco, California, who attempted to manipulate Chris into a relationship, notably by exploiting his fantasy world and tricking Chris into believing his imaginary friend approved of the idea. Prior to Sockness's interactions, the idea guys had brainwashed Chris into identifying as bisexual sweetheart. Oh shit, it disconnected and reconnected like immediately. I hope this is gonna be alright. What's up, everybody? What's up, Brandon, Mr. Sacco, All Buds, No Seeds, Ledgeview, Chodes? Oh, Mr. Sacco. How come? Because you're a sorcerer as well? Sockness emerged in mid-2018 and was most active between July and November of 2019. He has the dubious honor of embodying every single aspect of the unholy, I don't know what that is, tetrad, over the course of his years interacting with Chris. He has similarities with Chris, such as being autistic, non-gender confirming, receiving a monthly tugboat, believing to be a god, thinks he has magic powers, and has built an elaborate fantasy universe into which he has appropriated Sonichu characters, with over a dozen installments that he believes really exist. While he was at first seemingly just another troll, notable for his erotic disposition towards Chris, Sockness became openly malicious after establishing direct contact with Chris. What's up, Jamie Rose? Oh, Sockness! I got it. What's up, Lavatar? Yeah, the boots are funny. The boots are funny. In mid-2019, Sockness gained influence over Chris by offering to work together financially following Chris's June 2019 ban from eBay. He then achieved considerable influence over Chris's fantasy world, as seen in Sonichu number 14. Most of his courting and enabling has been through Twitter, though he has also promoted himself through Reddit, YouTube, and even Kiwi Farms. For months, Sockness tried to manipulate Chris into meeting in person, to onlookers' alarm. Yet when Sockness finally set out to travel across country to 14 Branchland Court in late September 2019, Chris rebuffed these efforts with the help of the Watchman. Who watches the Watchman? Rehabilitation attempts over the following 2 months, at one point going even so far as manipulating Chris into mutual flirting, could not ultimately repair their broken relationship, and by the end of November 2019, they rejected each other again. Sockness was nevertheless persistent, and by March 2020, briefly had a toe in Chris's door once again. Chris and Jacob's relationship came to a permanent end in August 2020 after Jacob claimed that Mia Hamm had a child with Chris. What's up, Tyler? What's up, do her friggy? Absolutely, Brandon. Those boots absolutely were made for walking. Alright, so I found this interview with him. It's only got about 400 views, and this is from January of this year. And let's see what the description says. Live with Jacob Sockness on Chris Chan and the Geno Samuel documentary, we also go off the rails and talk about the occult, drugs, politics. This is a casual cat. This is the real Jacob Sockness, not the sensational image people projected onto him. What's up, Codeine Crusader? So yeah, this is a pretty long interview, and I kind of want to just try to get it done in one shot. So that's why I started a little bit earlier today.
We should be live. I need to stay. I want to be a studio. If anyone's here, I am here with Jacob Sockness.
What's up, Mr.
Jacob,
Flouch?
can you go and check my YouTube on my behalf?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get the Same link or is it?
Yeah, Indica. I just
Be
started.
a new one.
But yeah, I found like an interview with Sockness.
Oh well.
I don't want to jump off the screen because the more I do,
Just go
the
to your.
more...
You have to see if it'll still load your cheat.
All right, so for a while, I think it's gonna be kind of like glitchy back and forth between them.
Alright, you're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, it would be.
Hell yeah, Foony guy. That's what's up. Thank you.
That's on your end because everything seems to be fine on mine. I'll give you
Yeah,
a
it
link.
would be my end. I can.
Hell yeah, engine. What's up, Cannabis?
Alright, I'll send you the link.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I found it. Never mind.
Alright, cool.
It's searched.
Yeah, Anthony.
Working this time, which is good.
Like, this interview hasn't really started. All I did was just, like, read the little quickie thing about Jacob Sockness, which is just, like, you know, prologue.
Okay. I am live with Jacob Sockness, very infamous individual for a multitude of reasons, and a correspondent of mine for at least since 2021.
Yeah, Evan. He just, like, appeared. I think he got possessed. Once he starts talking to this guy about, like, his, like, previous, like, occult dabblings, I feel like Sonichu is a demon, and it possessed him.
In correspondence, I think. When we did those original interviews. Sorry, man?
Yeah, you did.
Hell yeah, Brandon.
Like sometime 2021 was after all the stuff with Chris.
It was
absolutely, Mr. Sacco.
The interview with you we did initially was with after the infamous after the incest saga.
Yeah.
So
the incest saga.
With my videos, I initially...
What's up, Al Bad Brutal?
During a COVID lockdown, a hard lockdown, in the part of Australia I live, and I had absolute... you couldn't leave the house, you couldn't go anywhere. And I started making these videos about Christian being...
Mr. Floach, you have to, like, you know, guard yourself from those, like, possessions. As long as you're not, like, you know, actively trying to channel...
and possibly demonically possessed, and because I was trying to warn Christian about it, and then someone asked me to go into more detail as to why, so then I made a video.
Absolutely funny.
And that's how all this got started. Then you found me, didn't you, by some...
Yeah.
How did you find me? Because it's very obscure.
I don't really know exactly, but I think you might have actually said something about...
Let's see how it sounds on 1.5 speeds. Because they are pretty slow. Or 1.25. Here we go.
I mean...
Yes. I
being
had a
involved
theory.
in it. Yeah, it was.
I had a theory about you that ended up being completely wrong. Which is kind of funny, but... Yeah, you jumped in pretty quickly, and... Then the incest thing happened. I even made a video making fun of a incestuous part of the Bible.
Yeah, Gogomark. He's a big old boy. What's up, filthy agent? The one dressed like Christian is Jacob Sockness. The other dude is just some like Australian guy who's into the occult who's like interviewing him.
Before the whole incest saga happened, which was interesting. I knew something was going to happen. I didn't expect Christian to
blow up in our faces like it did.
Sorry?
I wouldn't expect them to go actually happen.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, I would have for this live stream.
Pretty much, Sacco.
I'm not sure how much attention we will get because I didn't.
Evan, that'd be kind of funny.
We were going to do it.
Marty might get beat because, like, if you ever see like his Instagram and stuff, he's pretty swole. He's got like a home gym he works out in.
we do another one again, I will definitely.
Thank you,
announce it.
Ledgeview.
It's just I had no idea.
Hell yeah, Finley.
If you're going to be available.
That's what's up. Hipster X.
Yeah, I almost wasn't. I almost wasn't.
I was in the drift scene before all of you were. Hipster X.
And
I had to rush back to the grocery store. I rushed back to get home to be. Oh, I got to get home. I rushed back from the grocery store. I was almost late.
I appreciate it.
Before.
Which one, Cannabis? The Australian feller? I think so.
Appreciate you coming on, and look, it doesn't matter if we don't get much attention now with regards to comments on the stream. It is more
What's up, Jacob?
because of the Gino Samuel 2.1 documentary series that has now finally led up to your involvement. We're going to talk about that as people can see, people who watch this video when it's after the stream.
Yeah, because he's only covering my interactions with Chris, but he's not covering the rest of my. He's not seeing the rest of the Twitter account. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of what I said.
Yeah, Indica, that's what I'm saying. He's definitely possessed. Because even in these comments, let me find this comment down here. Jacob has to be the best troll, only rivaled by Liquid Chris. And Jacob Sockness responded, I never was a troll. Did you watch the whole video? Whole, like, you know, something that you'd put something in. I love Chris Chan. I see through the lies and Null's schemes to destroy her against me, and it will fail.
Chris is repetitive anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Look, what I think Gino.
Hell yeah, Discordia. What's up, Night Shroud?
He should. You've influenced Sonichu, which is something not.
What's up, Addendum?
I wish I could say that something I did.
Oh, really? Did he?
Yeah, he references Jacoba. You know, before in his very last, because Chris is extremely lazy. His last material he made on Sonichu directly correlates to you because of.
Yeah, he traced over my drawing.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's typical.
Just saying what Jacoba looked like.
Right, Engine?
He traced over it, and he drew the picture where he has his I guess it was Gary Sue kills Jacoba. He literally traced the drawing that I sent him. He must have printed it out and traced over it, and then added his characters on top of it. Because it was in the exact same position. He was like in a snarl and an arm up. One arm was up.
Hell yeah, Outbad
Brutal.
Brutal.
The exact same drawing. And he didn't even finish the arm because I didn't finish the arm either. I only drew it up like there. And his arm stopped. I think his arm stopped the same place. And then it's in the card game too. There's a Jacoba card in the game. He stole a lot of my content. And he misrepresented. He never read the books. He doesn't even know what he stole.
It's
all my
so
stuff is
fucking
text.
typical. It's so typical of Christian. Someone's jumped in the comments. So as we do this, more and more people will show up. I mean, this is the thing. Nobody.
Yeah, he's got that fake classic. At some point in this interview, he picks up Chris Chan's shoe because you remember he ordered Chris Chan's shoes, his old dirty shoes. At some point, he like picks it up and just like holds it for a little bit.
Because you don't do things on YouTube and stuff, this is a very unexpected thing for you to all of a sudden, you know, show up.
Yeah.
And people.
We'll do a Q&A. We'll have to set up a Q&A. And I think we should do it on my birthday if possible.
When's your birthday?
April 1st.
Oh shit. He was born on April Fool's Day? April 1st is his birthday? That's too much. He's not real. He's the first character from the Dimensional Merge that like spurged over here. There's no way that he's real. Born on April Fool's Day? Come on.
Yeah, it'd be a perfect day for a Q&A.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. And
we check what day it's on.
I think so.
It's on Saturday.
All buds, no seeds.
I'll be able to do that. And
what's up, Lavish?
What I'll do is push that is actually going to be happening.
Yeah, we should. Because I'm probably gonna stay home for it anyway. So
absolutely, Brandon.
We're going to Monterey, but we usually do that on a weekday because it's less crowded. So if the weather's bad, I won't be doing anything that day anyways. If it's raining, I'll be in.
I'll be happy to hang out on your birthday, man. And
jokes on him.
To make things clear, the only reason I didn't announce this
Absolutely.
Because of your use of alcohol in magic.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether you'd be blacked out or not available, so I didn't want to announce it, and then you be.
Then I was black. I was drunk.
Okay, his use of alcohol and magic. So he just gets like super, super drunk and then tries to cast his spells and summon like Sonichu into him. It's not good.
Well,
Drunk as a skunk.
No, I still would have done the stream if you were wasted. It more that you may have passed out or something. You know, it's hard to know.
Oh.
But you're much more organized now.
Well, you see me at night. You know all the stuff happens at night for me. I guess
Yeah.
it's the middle of the day for you.
Oh, it's 8 in the
2
morning for
a.m.
me.
8. Oh, it's 8 in the morning when I stuff.
What's up, Anthony?
On the Telegram. Usually that's the last thing I do before I black out. Just go through that.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Snorts
funny.
alcohol. I want Cobra to get some of that powdered alcohol that they make and see if he snorts it. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. There's a lot of silly stuff I do when I'm drunk.
So
But nobody knows. Nobody on the line really knows. I think you're one of the few people that have ever seen me sober. Out of all this stuff, Chris is the only one that's ever seen me sober out of the Christian material.
And you're sober now.
And I
You
think
seem-
MKR did once.
MK. Oh,
I think MKR dealt with me sober once, ever.
was MKL the
Yeah.
person
Let's see if I can put these subtitles on.
who ended up leaking
One of the-
a bunch of bullshit about? Oh, you know, the stuff that ended up on
He's-
hippies.
Yeah, she was a cosplayer, and she was supposed to protect Chris at the Seattle the BronyCon thing. I think it's called Sequestria. It's up in Seattle. She was going to go to that. MKR was supposed to be one of the people who was going to guard her.
Was
try to keep
this is
Chris away
later.
from me.
During the incest, before the incest.
Oh no, funny. Sockness doesn't use the same magic as Cobra's. Cobra has a very strict religion, so he uses Cobra demon magic. Sockness is using some kind of other magic. They might be related. You know, it might be like the same like subgroup that branches off, but yeah.
Right?
Just before the incest. Just before it.
Just
The incest
before
was-
it.
I already did with that. I think they've done stuff before I even met her. Because I've heard they.
Discordia. That is hilarious. We should. Sockness and Cobra. Mathers versus Crowley type situation. That's great.
Spooned her. They have done slept in the same bed together in a rental house. And that was
You said something
2010.
interesting in your private, well, not private, but your
My group.
Telegram correspondence.
Absolutely, Brandon.
2019. Because Barb,
Yeah, they did.
Barb is weird. I mean, look, she obviously has fucking dementia, and that she's, you know, completely out of it. It's really fucking hard watching the videos on the Geno Samuel documentary, seeing Barb.
Yeah, you just see her deteriorate.
Hell yeah, Indica.
So you just watch her deteriorating. It's like
That's what happens. That's whenever like there's a big like storm out here and my like computer messes up. This Cobra, he's mad. He's mad that I'm like friends with Cool Taste.
watching an Alzheimer's patient.
And Chris
You
using
get
her
tremble
to
one
beg for
area,
money.
it spreads.
And
Yeah.
and how she just
Hell yeah,
stares
Coven.
in this. I actually think she was in fear, because I've just gone and caught up on the Geno Samuel documentaries because before, so I'm all caught up with regards to talking to you.
That's good, 'cause- yeah.
With regards talking to you.
But watching Barb, she looks scared because elder.
She wanted me
abuse-
over there. She really wanted me over there. I think I might have been to protect her. I don't know, but she really wanted me over there for something.
Oh, that's weird. Barb wanted Jacob. I mean, we can't really like. I don't know if he's like a reliable narrator, so we don't really truly know. But I could see Barb being like, "Yeah, please get somebody else over here to protect me." Like, or maybe she was like, "Yeah, Chris, you need a boyfriend, so you'll stop like doing stuff to me."
But she was more than happy to let me in the house if I was there. Because I talked to her on the phone for a few minutes. I told Chris I want to ask her permission because her name's on the house. And he said, I'm not even gonna respect the pronouns anymore.
No, fuck that. I don't.
No,
do
I don't.
that at
No,
all
not
for these
anymore.
videos. Not that I'll make something clear about the pronoun thing. If someone is legitimately has gender dysphoria, I'm absolutely fine about using the pronouns.
Yeah.
With regards to Christian,
Yeah, he's like, I could have saved Barb. Oh, has he been doing it, JDA? What's up on the couch with Dr. Tammy? JDA, has he been doing it? I really don't want him to. I know that I watched a thing where someone sent him a container and it had it in it. Or like a package and stuff. And they like wrote him a letter and it was like, you can get a real good buzz off of this. And I was just like, Cobra, don't do it. I was just like, please, I hope Cobra doesn't do it. Because it's too cheap, it's too bad, it's too dirty. He'll start like door dashing it over to his house. He'll get way addicted to it. He'll be like that guy from Intervention. And then he'll like pass out and die one day. Oh my god, it's Mr. Psycho. What's up, Charred Primate? Yeah, pretty much, Cannabis. Let me speak with the like the dead older.
They hand out the diagnosis. They hand out the diagnosis like trick or treat.
Oh shit, JDA, he did? Did he do it on stream? I know someone. BitClips, fucking shit. I literally commented. I never comment on Cobra stuff. I literally commented on that where he got that duster. It said, please don't do duster, Cobra. Or Josh. I called him Josh in it. I said, please don't do duster, Josh. And he fucking did, didn't he? God damn it.
Tree candy nowadays. There's people are being hurt.
Right? Sockness? Jacob Sockness? What is he, like a beat-off sock? Is he some sock that like Christian jerked off into and it became like a golem homunculus?
Being hurt right and left. Just handing out the diagnosis without. You go in. I hear she went in. I think it was just one visit. And back in the 80s, you'd take months to even get a diagnosis.
Like even
so Chris doesn't. Chris
absolutely, Mr. Psycho.
I don't believe it one bit.
No.
And she told me, or he, whatever, told me that it was to get girls because he thought it would work. That girls would get attracted.
Oh my God, backwoods.
It's supposed to be a woman, but she or it strength the.
Duster is a compressed can of gas, and you are just like cutting off the blood circulation to your brain whenever you huff it. It's essentially like nitrous, but it's way worse, way dirtier.
don't worry.
Like hydrocarbons, fluorocarbons, like heavy ass shit that like hurts your lungs.
Well, partners for like nothing.
What's up, Dweeb J?
So few.
What's up,
I
Shiloh?
think I was the only one, but I was more attracted to male Chris than female Chris.
Yeah.
I would have stopped. I think I would have stopped that whole dressing up thing that he did. I think I would have put a stop.
Oh,
to
that's
it.
really weird.
I
Tammy.
The
I go
only
out
reason
there-
that I know of is Chris mentioned that he had some vision or whatever of being some hippie at Woodstock, and that along with the tomboy saga and getting in touch with his feminine side. But you know, look, Chris.
Yeah.
What's up, Chad King
is-
Archive?
I haven't checked out what Christian's court stuff is going on because I've not been.
It's sealed. They sealed it. So
Are
many
they
people have been
doing
hounding them. They
continuance?
sealed it.
No, not like lighter gas, like CO2, nitrous oxide, hippie crack.
So
I don't know what's going on anymore. They sealed it. I can't get to it either.
okay, so it's still alleged until Christian has been proven guilty. It's obvious he's guilty because they wouldn't keep him in jail this long. They would have used a rape kit on Barb.
Ugh.
And the evidence that Isabella Loretta Genke, that weird bitch, gave over the phone is circumstantial but incredibly damning. And the fact that Noel and dropped.
Oh God, the Loch Ness monster, the Sockness monster. That's really funny, Icarus. Oh my God, Lavish, yeah.
He's robbing money from his mother to spend on,
Like butane and shit, or anything, yeah. If you deprive your brain from oxygen, you'll get high. So anything that like is gonna starve your brain of oxygen will get you a buzz. But it's like the worst thing to do.
Who knows what?
Crystals?
Toys.
Yeah, toys.
Yeah, I
mostly.
think he's into crystals and toys now.
Is Jacob still in love with Chris?
What's up, Jamie?
Somebody is asking.
Yep.
What's up, Faded?
You are?
Yeah.
There he goes. He said he was still in love with Chris.
He's asking.
Yep. And toys now.
Is Jacob still in love with Chris? Somebody is asking.
Yep.
You are?
Yeah.
That's something that I don't understand.
That's something I don't understand, man. That was pretty funny. That's something I don't understand.
Chris, you know that Chris uses people
I read the whole thing. I've seen the whole documentary too.
because my interest in Chris Chan started in 2000 and late 2007, 2008. That's how far back I've been going with this shit. Like from the very beginning. And
Chris Chan hipster. Speaking of hipsters, the dude's been a Chris Chan hipster. I've been following him since the beginning.
back in the
One of my
golden
roommates
age.
started the golden age.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
2006
Mr.
when it
Sacco.
first broke.
Yeah, I was
But
just
I wasn't into it back then.
What's up, Zood Master?
I didn't even look into it. She showed me the comic, and I was like, some kid drew this and just left. I just didn't even bother.
And I'm not a fan of Sonic or Pokemon.
I'm
I
not
just
either.
found Chris Chan bizarre. I was a teenager back then, and he creeped me out. I felt like he was. It felt like I got pedophile vibes from classic era Chris. But I think that was more an unconscious thing going on my end.
An unconscious thing going on my end. What does that mean?
It's just off.
And he
There's
had
always something about it.
yeah, and he had those pedophile kind of glasses a lot of the time and stuff. But
What's up, Protein
it was
Waterfall?
amusing. I did feel sorry for
What's up,
Chris
Punish
a lot
Burger?
more back then. The only reason I even got back into looking into Chris Chan at all was after 2015. I stopped after 2011. After his father died, I ended up completely ignoring Chris, and because I thought it was boring. Then in 2015, I looked back into it again, and then stopped until you showed up.
Hell yeah,
when
Dr.
I
Tammy.
accidentally came across Gibby's channel, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, and it was not because I was actually
Hell yeah,
looking at
Gum.
Chan, it's because of that 5-hour sort of Sonichu telling that he did. I was looking because I couldn't be bothered reading. Yeah, I mean he cuts out like most of it, but he gives it's a good summary of the whole thing. And then
The story's nonsensical. The problem is Sonichu's nonsensical. If you don't know Chris, you ain't gonna know the comic. It's just nonsense.
I mean that's what's funny about it. And then the idea guy thing.
Oh, kitty.
And then after that, you showed up, and I was like, "Who's this fucking occultist that's all of a sudden around Chris?" So then I started looking in during COVID.
Yeah,
And
I think I still had Twitter when this whole. That's why I got kicked out of Twitter because of COVID.
Hmm.
I caught on right away. Once I heard the name of the organism, I knew exactly what to do. Do nothing.
He got kicked off of Twitter because of the COVID shit, because he heard the name of the organism, and he was possessed, and he knew what to do.
And I got kicked off of Twitter for suggesting cold treatments. I don't know if I can even
like
say the name. I can't even-
hydroxychloroquine.
and ivermectin, and vitamin D, and some others. There's a couple things. I think it's the McCullough protocol. He had that like in summer or fall of 2020. He had
That was when.
protocol.
Oh
And
yeah.
then that's when I got kicked off. Chris had blocked me already because of NKR and some of that stuff. And then I got unblocked later on because I got in. I don't know if it was Magichan or one of her creations. I was still able to follow, and I went and channeled it, and it told her to unblock me.
He channeled it. You see, he's talking about channeling Magichan. I went and channeled it, and it told her to unblock me. So he's channeling Magichan, and Magichan is then telling Chris to unblock him.
And I was able to the channeling is legit. I did actually channel a spirit when that happens. If it was, I did channel. There's some entity did respond when I channeled Magichan. When people are claiming I manipulated it, no, I channeled an entity. It was a spirit. It was a spirit of some kind.
Shit, I believe it at this point. Like, yeah, it's some kind of evil tulpa or something, but still, yeah, I'm sure, man, you're possessed as shit by him.
I don't know if it might have been the same one that Chris is dealing with because we know the spirits are real. We both of us know that. We work with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, for people
I've
who
been
don't
doing this
know,
for 20 years.
yeah, for people who don't know.
Oh yeah, funny guy.
The reasons, and there are people watching at the moment. People are asking questions. We'll get to that soon. I'll try and keep things on track. The reason Jacob and I know each other is both of us are heavily involved in the occult, and that commonality has enabled Jacob and I to correspond for quite a while now, because we're both interested in very much the same kind of things. We have different views on magic, but we both have a belief in some form of non-material entities, essentially mostly on my end in a Jungian way, where they're unconscious archetypes that are propping up, but I do have a more literal belief in demons because of personal experiences I've had in overseas in the Middle East and in South Asia that completely changed my outlook. So
pretty much follow the 11th. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to like glean through this because he's not being as much, but he's still like keeping it up. I don't really know. He knows like the basics of what he's talking about with scrying and channeling and shit, but is he just fucking with everybody? Because he's a drunk. He was talking about being a drunk, drinking all the time.
Stuff in common. I do a different form of magic.
What's up, Bike Path to Enlightenment?
It's an esoteric tradition. Mostly Aleister Crowley related practices, especially Hermetic Kabbalism. And
oh hell yeah,
Jacob
the Prestige. Shit, doesn't that one have Tesla in it? And isn't Tesla like reading like a Crowley book in that one?
Essentially his own magic system, very similar to chaos magic. I won't go into the technical aspects of this stuff too much. Oh, thank you.
Oh, let's talk about chaos magic. Hang on. I gotta do a little chaos magic shit myself here. Oh. If you get it, you get it.
Does a practice that I don't do because it is.
Oh yeah, this is Caliber,
which is channeling.
He's all dirty. He's all dirty. He like went and like rolled around in like a pile of ashes outside, so he's like super dirty for some reason.
Utilize things like
Tesla clones.
The Lesser Key of Solomon. Did you know about? I know you have a copy of the guide.
I have a copy. I have the Lesser Key. I have to have it. I got a few occult books from like Western.
Yeah, follow the 11th. That's what I'm saying.
I don't have any.
But also, he is like openly admitting like fucking around with this shit. And if you don't have a strong constitution and you fuck around with like trying to channel stuff and summon demons, you're just like literally gonna like have bad shit happen to you. Whether it's conscious, subconscious, a actual like entity, some kind of tulpa, you just like fucking up yourself, some sort of mathematical equation. Doesn't matter. It's just gonna happen.
Eastern. I do got occult books and stuff.
I've got a massive.
You got a massive library?
Yep.
Oh my god, really, Lavatar? Holy shit.
Kabbalism to Taoism.
Eat the kitty cat. He like looked at me like, what the hell are you doing?
I have so much that I have half of my collection in another state.
I wonder if he has the like encyclopedia like collection of man, myth, and magic, because those are my favorite. The original like printings from the 70s that got those cool ass picture covers on them. I have that set, and it's like, you know, if you're an occultist, you gotta have that like 1970s printing of man, myth, and magic. That one's sweet.
Packed away in a storage locker. Because
hell yeah, RG.
Send it all over. But yeah,
I have seen him without all the Chris stuff. Because there's actually another interview with this guy. Hang on real quick. We'll go back to this one, but... Oh, wrong thing. Need to do... New tab. He's just wearing like a pink shirt. It's like more recent than this one. But I think it's longer. Where's it at? Fireside chat with Jacob Sockness. Yeah, it's like longer. Yeah, he's just wearing a pink shirt.
Weapons. Specifically...
Who was into that stuff, besides people like me?
Farmers.
Freedom farmers?
Because of wild boar. Wild boar are fucking dangerous. And,
Wild boar are fucking dangerous. Hell yeah. But yeah, see, he's wearing just like a pink ass shirt. They're talking to the dude. He's like not wearing the Christian shit.
that's...
Oh, damn, Indica. I'll see ya. Thanks for like hanging out.
Jacob and I, and with regards to Magi-chan, and
I don't know Discordia. That's what I'm saying.
Back in 20...
Or it's probably like a merge of both at this point. He's probably like trolling a little bit like believing in it. He can't even make up his own mind, I think.
21, I made a series of videos about
Hell yeah, faded.
cursing, and in the context of Christian, and that's where, because I legitimately believe Chris was actually telling the truth when he said he was possessed by Sonichu or Magi-chan. With what these entities might be, essentially I assumed it was some form of demon fucking with him, essentially, to put it very quickly. If you watch the videos, you'll be able to get...
Evil clown demons. I'm just gonna tie it all back to those evil clown demons. That one makes the most sense to me. Yep, evil clown demons make people act a fool.
Yeah, did you mention Tulpas? Did you mention Tulpas once?
Yep. Tulpa...
Might be Tulpas, and then we move towards it might be demon then?
Yeah, I mean, in Chaos Magic...
Hell yeah, Swamp Donkey.
People create servitors, and there's a famous case where somebody used the Goetia.
Hell yeah, JDX.
Summon project an image essentially of John Lennon onto a demon in the Goetia and summon it into physical manifestation.
Wait, okay, the John Lennon's head thing. I think I've like heard that before. Summon John Lennon's head projected through like a goetic demon. What's up, Gino man shit? And I know it's the birth thing about the birth chart, Discordia. He said April 1st. He's born on April Fool's Day. I don't know about anything else, but you know, we have that much. So what's up, IDK? Solar plexus cloud gliders.
I think it was Grant Morrison who did this or something. Who was involved.
Was that the shoe? Did I miss the shoe?
Grant Morrison, physical man, project an image essentially of John in order to summon famous...
Oh, there it was! I missed it.
Did you mention Tulpas once?
Yep. Tulpa...
Might be Tulpas, and then we move towards it might be demon then?
Yeah.
There it is!
In Chaos...
Showing it! Showing it!
People create servitors, and there's a famous case where somebody used the Goetia in order to summon project an image essentially of John Lennon onto a demon in the Goetia and summon it into physical manifestation, apparently.
That's terrifying. A scary demonic head of John Lennon. And it's just like saying like, number 9? Number 9? I'm sure that's the only thing it could fucking say, right?
I think it was Grant Morrison who did this or something. He was involved in a lot of comics. I forget. But apparently he managed to
pretty much
summon John Lennon.
Hey Donna Shore. Thank you.
It wasn't John Lennon though, it was...
What's up, Sword Brother?
It was something taking the shape of the likeness.
Yeah, forced likeness upon a entity via using the Goetia, I believe.
Croatia. It says Croatia instead of Goetia in the translations.
It always says in the descriptions, always ask it to take like a human shape or something. I guess you can ask it to take any shape. It does ask it to take the shape of different things. Like it'll appear like a frog with 3 heads, and then you ask it to take on the shape of a person or something to communicate with it. Because I didn't get into it far enough to know why.
Absolutely, Cody. Also, the victory symbol. There's like a story about Crowley coming up with a victory symbol to like help fight like the swastika, essentially, with like mental meme magic, because everybody would put that like energy into the V, the victory, and it means like vagina and birth, and it's like, you know, the womb, and like birth and life is greater than like the swastika's like blood soaked like magic. World War II was turning into a wizard battle there at the end of it, if you like really read into that shit.
Why they want it to be in human form? I never read enough to understand. I just went and created my own stuff, channeled.
And that's something I find very interesting. And Jacob has his own
Could he? Could. Tony's just one from the Goetia when it comes down to it, Sword Brother. I don't know. I can't think of anybody. He's not Boone. Boone's my homie. He like gives you treasure and shit.
Massive, essentially, collection of. You started your own cult, to put it.
Several.
Several.
Different temples, different religions in my collection. Some of them are more completed, but some of them are completed. It has all the content. Some of them aren't. I'm probably not sure I ever will, but.
Absolutely Discordia. Yeah, Crowley was a weeb. Like, hey, what's up? You guys want to go eat some oysters?
Doing this through channeling, and you've essentially channeled Pan Mythica and the other books that it's been a while since I've gone through them.
Hell yeah, Bike Path.
This is
so
system.
Christian has it. Christian has the collection too.
I doubt Chris would have gone into it because he's if it's not about him, he won't.
Oh yeah, Chester, or like the Bat Bomb, where they were just going to strap a bunch of like incendiary devices onto bats, release them over Japan in the middle of the day, so all the bats like flew and got into dark places, and then they were just going to like blow up the bats.
Something as detailed as what you put together. He may have, though. He may have. I don't know.
He was using it.
Yes.
His mirror, the mirror came out.
Hell yeah, Greed Shark.
And
was mirror Valera I obtained from that, from my source.
How do we get a copy of this book? I want to buy a copy of Jacob Sockness's published Weird Occult Ramblings. Damn, where do we... Like, I will buy one of those. Where are they at?
And was Christian, by any chance, using a black mirror to scry?
Yeah, she made it. She made a black mirror to scry through.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to grab one.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but I don't know if it's visible because it's purple lettering. But that's one of the mirrors she created. Or I think that was what she was going to create. There's several.
Absolutely, Bike Path.
Different gates, but
let me grab one of mine.
Let's see if I can.
I'll be right back.
The specific. Okay.
Hell yeah, Chester. Splitting the atom stupid. Bat bombs are better, obviously. Oh, absolutely. If I get the book, I absolutely will read it. It's some book that he said he published, and it's got photos of shit in it, of his, like, Black Mirror. Some kind of, like, occult book that he wrote.
I have published these. Can't believe we're pulling out Black Mirrors on here.
Black Mirrors?
All right, let me...
I can't believe we're bringing out Black Mirrors in here.
So,
It's just a fold. It's just a fold. We've completed the Ouroboros. We've went back completely. Everybody was staring at like a black mirror because it used to be phones back in the day, and like the post-apocalyptic people couldn't really remember it. Just like, yeah, people used to just look into this black thing and like scry and be able to see shit. And so it was just like a weird, vague memory. And so we're back at it. We've completed the Ouroboros.
With regards to scrying, this is essentially a common. How?
Yeah.
Okay, it's hard not to get distracted. Yeah, I made it's a picture frame essentially.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
I actually got the idea from you because.
No, this is it.
Mirrors.
Yeah.
Did they say the thing about obsidian yet? Because this is what you're supposed to use. You're supposed to use obsidian, not a fucking picture frame. What are these guys talking about? You need rainbow obsidian. That's what you're supposed to fucking use.
But a lot of people use these. It's just in the old days they used to use a black obsidian mirror.
There we go.
Crowley.
Black obsidian, yeah. Rainbow obsidian specifically.
The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. They would use a black obsidian mirror of polished obsidian.
Oh, I love that episode, Cannabis. That was so funny. I love those dudes. They're just like hanging out, and he's like, that looks like Harry Potter. If Harry Potter went to hell, and then they were all like, hell, you cool, man, cool, yeah.
In a frame like this, and they would put either two candles behind the individual looking, or a candle behind the picture frame.
Yeah, they're bonding for sure.
To do mostly Enochian magic, and also to scry with regards to the Goetia. I use this.
Hell yeah, Caustic. Chris Chan even was like, you're a little too strange for me, even.
To doing the Goetia, as it's easier to manifest an entity in a mirror than to in a scrying screen. Than
What's
to
up, Vape
have a
Legend?
physical manifestation. But very bizarre things happen.
Hell yeah, Icarus. That's what you gotta get
For
it.
instance, things will happen
Yeah,
like
what?
things will come out of the mirror around the magic circle. I'll have things like literally like smoke all around it.
Yeah, that's what I get. And people think we Photoshop. People think I Photoshopped those photos. He just said it right there. Those ain't photos. My photos are not photoshopped. He saw the same thing too when he did his what was that called? The Abramelin.
Oh, the Abramelin
He had some
operation.
experiences. He had experience now that he completed all that.
Oh yeah, that was
Hell yeah,
intense.
bite pad.
But I also
Yeah, it
use
sounded like it.
I also do Goetic magic. This is the Goetia. This is the one I use, just so people know. And yeah, I've only brought this stuff up because if Chris Chan was using a mirror like the one I just showed, and he could be of that is a very easy way to get fucked with. Even if it's just unconscious archetypes that are showing through in the mirror. It's incredibly.
I like that this guy's being a little Jungian with it. I like that the Australian dudes, he knows the Jungian shit aspects, and that's kind of cool. He's not just being straight up like, yes, it is.
You have to be incredibly careful, and Christian is incredibly lazy.
Yeah, she was using sigils, and that's
Croatia.
And she put them on the mirror.
Yeah, Archie. It's literally like been sitting over here forever. I tried to use it as the trackball in my mouse. I was being stupid, and I took the trackball out of my mouse, and I tried to put this obsidian ball inside of it.
And she.
See,
I was
people
gonna
don't
teach
know
the whole
this.
thing.
Sorry, I'll
Yeah, Pura, Dark, except Sockness is like weird and obsessed with Chris Chan, which makes it even stranger.
The reason this is important is this could have been one of the myriad of ways that Christian, went the way Christian went, and people don't know how much of an influence that you have.
Pretty much lavish. I wanted to make
Essentially,
a dark magic mouse.
Christian was into that new age shit, right? But
Yeah.
the stuff you have written, from what I've seen of your magical system, it's
You just froze. Oh, you're back.
oh, okay, good. It's serious. It's serious ceremonial.
Hell yeah,
that you
Discordia.
do. And giving that to Christian without your help is essentially giving a hand grenade to it, in a way.
Yeah, giving a hand grenade to a toddler.
Like, okay, he just admitted, like, that's not a good idea, giving a hand grenade to a toddler. Well, he knows he was, like, fucking with Chris Chan.
And oh wow,
So how can he claim that he loves him? That's where I'm, like, kind of iffy about it at. He just admitted, yeah, that's like giving a hand grenade to a toddler. But at the same time, he's trying to be like, oh, I love Chris Chan. So that's where I get a little iffy if it's just a troll or not.
we're getting a lot of people in chat.
Because, if you loved him, you wouldn't endanger him.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Is
And I think Christian had spirits before that too. I think Christian had spirits even before that because she was using a love magic to try to get a girlfriend for. I think ever since Bob died, she got into a candle. She got into doing candles, doing love. She was trying to do love spells. Just trying to get Megan back with love spells. Before when I first talked to her, I wanted to ask her what her experiences were.
Yeah, Icarus. He was trying to become the Ouroboros. That's exactly what it is. Chris Chan himself, he got possessed by all this shit, and just return from whence ye came.
And she had a book on Wicca.
okay.
She was doing love spells from it. But she's been doing magic since 2010, at least, or 20, whenever Bob died. I think it was like
2011.
I forgot what year it was.
What it,
2011, yeah. No,
he was gonna make some of those necro pants. He was gonna make a pair of necro pants out of Chris's, bottom half.
I didn't know this, and people don't know this. This is
Doing candles. Chris probably was doing candles.
Oh yeah, with regards to the mirror, someone's just asking me. It's just a picture frame that I opened up. There was black card that I cut to put there, and I also painted the back of it black. So it's a mixture of black card to make it even darker with black paint. Anyway, I interviewed you like a year ago for my channel. Good to know you're still around. Says somebody.
Yeah, Chester, definitely.
Is that for you or...
Christian stuff.
Oh.
When were you interviewed a year ago? I thought I was the only.
I actually don't even remember.
Was this one of those drunk leaked ones?
It probably was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So, I mean, yeah, Wicca. Everybody who knows my perspective on it.
Cobra Discordia. I'd rather see Cobra on it. It might help him. Sockness seems like he would just be like, oh, I know who you are, blah, blah, blah. But Cobra would actually just be like, oh, like fall down, like piss his pants, and like see like his dad is a giant like morphing thing, just be like, I'm proud of you, son. And then he'd be like, thanks.
Is extremely low.
What's up, Fangrum?
Doing anything to do with love is extremely dangerous.
Oh my god, Lavish. Has he ever smoked salvia? I've never seen it if he has, but holy shit. Woo!
To do with sex magic. So if Chris was fucking around with any of that stuff since 2011, that's...
Yeah. Yeah,
so
she has been.
How did you find out about that?
I had to ask her because I was going to teach her ceremonial magic. That's what the trip was. That's why I was going to stay a whole month, because I knew it would take a month to teach her. Usually I could teach someone over a weekend. It would take like 2 or 3 days, but knowing Chris, it would take...
Oh my god, he's going to teach him ceremonial magic. And it only takes a weekend, 2 or 3 days. I'm going to have to go down there and live in... what the fuck? You can't teach that shit like that.
I need the whole month. And I was going to do a sigil on her... I was going to do
Meet Marionette.
Big gate sigil in my room for just to open up the...
Alright. For some reason, I kept going to, like, cartoon worlds. I smoked salvia once, and I went to a bug, like, primary school where this mean bully praying mantis was coming down the hall, and there was, like, all the lockers, and there was, like, little ladybug and ant kids running away, like, oh no, here comes the bully praying mantis! And I was, like, in the hall with them, like, what the hell? Why am I in this bug school? And then, like, another time, there was a bald eagle teacher. I kept going to weird cartoon schools. There was a bald eagle teacher, like, trying to teach class and shit. Just kept going to cartoon worlds.
The realms that I talk about in my books. And I was going to have that in her house. I was going to turn her room into the literal, exact same thing that my room is, a temple. That's why she calls it the Sonichu temple.
Exactly, all fiction. That's what I'm saying. He's a little more coherent. He's a little more lucid than, like, I always assumed. And, is it a grift? Is it not? Is it a grift that he started believing? Did he get tricked by his own, like, troll?
Because I was going to turn it into a temple, and when she made the Mirror of Elera, which is supposed to be a...
Oh, it was Mrs. Green! That's what it was! A mean praying mantis bully, that was Mrs. Green.
It's supposed to be a communication. It's supposed to be for channeling back in... But I don't know why. She didn't even really need it. But she thought it would. She thought it would let her go through the mirror to the other side, but... He doesn't understand that.
Because when you showed up with...
It is dark art grooming, Swamp. That's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to, like, I don't know, get Chris Chan possessed. That's pretty much what he's doing. He's trying to get Chris Chan possessed. In
Chris Chan's life. Now, did you know Samuel documentary has gotten up to mostly just... Gino is obviously building you up. He's skipping a lot of stuff, though, with regards to you, but he's, he's putting you in enough as protagonist.
Yeah, I don't even fit in the narrative of the... I don't even fit in the narrative. I just pop up like a commercial.
Yeah.
It doesn't even fit the story that's being told. I just pop up like a commercial break. After these, your program will continue after these sponsors, and then all of a sudden I pop up with a few images of me posing for her and all that.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought about wearing the top, but I was like, this is YouTube.
yeah. I think
Oh, Caustic. I don't know. All it's ever really done is just made stuff kind of like wiggly. I just feel like, oh, I can look at these clouds all day long. That happened once. Just I was like, wow, are those clouds real or are those fractals? The clouds started turning into fractals. And most every other time, it's just like, I kind of just want to yawn. You know, it just makes you kind of want to yawn. Like, oh, my brain's not getting enough oxygen. And then I just get sleepy and things kind of wiggle. I think like I blew out all of my like going anywhere tripping with that salvia because I went to a bunch of weird ass cartoon worlds. I don't even remember them all at this point.
I think
I don't have the shorts anymore. I got rid of
Oh,
them.
that's
There's no
a shame.
pockets.
I mean, Chris Chan was asking about your shirt, whether it was Ralph Lauren. You know, because his
No,
classic got
it's,
ruined.
it's Levi. It's Levi's. Yeah.
I'm
I
bringing.
can't find the Ralph Lauren one. I can't find.
I don't know. He should love Cyrax. Let's get him involved in the. Let's get him involved in the Cyrax universe. Let's get him to like start like Cyrax would date him. He looks kind of like Ass Man. You know, he looks a little bit like Jazz Man a little bit. So Cyrax would date him for sure.
Anywhere.
I doubt
I
they
think
make
people.
it.
I thought they would repeat it eventually because I guess Ralph Lauren's a little too fancy for that. At Walmart, sometimes they repeat every few years. Because some of these fast fashion, they just recycle styles every few years. But the stuff they don't last, so they just fall apart.
Chester, this interview was from January of this year.
Oh, it's been a long. Let's bring that back. I mean, next year it comes back again. The year after, every other year or something come back. I was hoping Ralph Lauren did that, but no. That was it. And it was supposed to be a rugby team. They had a rugby.
Hell yeah, Jack
I
Axe.
was like, this is a team. Why don't they make them? Unless the team doesn't exist, I don't know.
What's up all the way
But
absurd?
she got the book. She actually stole one of my spells that was mentioned, I think, in 71, part 71.
Part
It
71.
was like a portal, like a merge spell. She literally just ripped that out of my content.
A merge spell. And he always said the dimensional merger.
No Sockness.
Okay, Drift King, yeah. Yeah, keep Sockness away from Cyrax. I would just say, like, Cyrax would date him. Cyrax would date anybody. But thank you, Marty, I appreciate it. The true King Mayor, gracing everybody.
I wrote the spell, and she just ripped it and changed a few things.
Hmm.
I mean, of course, didn't
that's what
acknowledge
Chris Chan
it.
does with everything and never acknowledges anyone. And it's what he's done in Sonichu, essentially, is stealing what he likes. That's interesting. Somebody is saying there's a huge delay.
Yeah, the merger. That's what it's saying, Cannabis. He always called it the merger. And that's obviously like a troll thing to do. Like, calling it the merger.
One thing I'll apologize for this stream is I've never done a stream before. And the delay is massive with regards to the messages I'm getting and shit. So if I'm late to reply, it's just because this is a production nightmare on my end. Into Zone, I'd like to do some content with you, Main, going heavier into occultism. You can contact me if you, depending on what you want to do, if you go to my channel and click on the email link there, you can contact me on that.
Skinwalker Gang. I think that's who somebody called Skinwalker Gang is trying to, like, hook up with him or something.
And, yeah,
I might know who Yakobi is. I might know who it is.
Oh, hell yeah, Lavish. It's actually, let's see. Let me see if I can minimize it real quick. I don't know which level this is. It's like the last one. Oh, that's not it. That's it. It's that one. It's the one that's like the auto-scroller. I've never been able to beat this level.
It might be our friend from my group. He makes the drawings.
okay.
It might be him. Yeah, I do remember that interview. I don't think it got that many views though. But this definitely looks like we're getting there. We got 5 right now.
And
yeah, I am back on Twitter, just under my real name.
but oh, you're on Twitter now.
Yeah, they let me back. I was able to
Oh, hell yeah,
Twitter
Lavish.
account. I just can't get in my old one. I don't know.
I'll link your Twitter. Are you on Twitter now?
Not right now, but I can't. I don't want to load anything. It'll script the stream. I'll be able to see it.
Fair enough. I've got a
So
Twitter.
just send it to me on.
Yeah, the tunnel
It's just
before
like
the
when we get to that
machine.
when we're
That's
done.
what it is.
I'll link to my Twitter if the guy wants to contact me through there. Twitter is quite good right now since Musk took over. I've somehow managed to not get banned, and I go into terrorism constantly because that's my other field. Or
Wait, what now? Wait, you go into terrorism also because that's also your other field? I'm not only an Australian occultist, I'm also a terrorist.
banned, and I go into terrorism constantly because that's my other field. Or regarding international relations, I go into some really heavy shit at times, and they haven't banned me. I'm only blue check marked because I wanted to see if I would be able to get my account verified, even though
What's
I'm
up,
following-
Contos? He just obsessed over Christian. He was just, I'm just trying to discern, like, how much is real and how much is forced, how much is an act. I don't know.
Hundreds of mostly Sunni
Hell yeah, Faded.
terrorist propagandist accounts.
I'd tear up the Loch Ness monster like some paper, hot face.
Hell yeah, Faded. That's what you gotta do. That's what's up.
And Taliban accounts, and also
Well,
accounts
they're
of
not getting banned. Good luck. And that's the weird thing. I get banned for mentioning the shot, and then there's people on there talking about terrorism, about doing who knows what, and then nothing happens to their accounts, and they're committing crimes, literal. And they don't get banned. I get banned for telling the truth, and nothing happens to that.
Hell yeah, Sword Brother.
But yeah, it has changed since Musk took over because
Didn't Musk clean that up? Did he clean that up at all?
Oh no, there's terrorist accounts everywhere, but he brought a lot of people back, and I haven't been banned, and I'm following heaps of them for my other content, which is focused on essentially international relations, mostly involving terrorism in the Middle East, Central and South Asia. So
What's
I
up,
have to
Davey
follow these
Rochester?
accounts because essentially they are great open source intelligence, and I document it all. And I have a Sufi friend you'd probably enjoy talking to.
Sufi are cool.
Yeah, could be. You know that.
I meant Sockness monster.
Thank you, Faded.
Lamau.
Thank you, Faded. I knew you meant. I knew who you were meeting. Absolutely.
So you know Jacob Sockness? Jacob?
I think so. I think I know who it is. He's in the Telegram group.
Oh, okay. Where's your Sufi friend from, Jacob? Because Sufism is a very complex thing. There's a lot of fake stuff, and there's very little in English about Sufism that's actually legitimate. Sufi essentially means saint. Apparently he's not on the Telegram group.
I don't remember that.
Hi, Johnny
See if I can get
Scarlett.
There's a link to my Telegram.
If he lives in a Sufi compound in Texas, I very much doubt it's a Sufi compound. It's a Neshbandai.
A Sufi compound in Texas? What?
That does not sound. It's Bahada Udin Nashbandai Bukhari. Where are they from? They're a Sunni order.
I've never heard of it.
Egypt, China, South Asia. There are a lot of Sufi schools. It might be a cult compound. That's the only problem. They're all over the world. Yeah, I've been to them in South Asia, and the thing is they're cracking down heavily on Sufism in the Middle East and now in South Asia. When I lived in I don't want to give too much away. At one point when I was living in Hyderabad in southern India.
Oh man, this guy's just like going on like a tangent with somebody in the chat now about like his old like studies and stuff, while Sockness is just like drinking.
It was actually Salafist
Icarus
ideology was spreading like very
He gave a little wave.
much throughout the masjids and stuff in these Islamic.
Hell yeah, 7 gram.
And I was living in one for quite a while. I'm not going to go into this too much now because I want to focus
Oh, shit.
on Jacob Sockness and Christian. But I was reading material about them killing Sufis. Essentially, the Salafists are trying to wipe Sufism off the map, and it's spreading into South Asia big time. They're really cracking down on it. I've met legitimate Sufi mystics in places like from orders, ones that moved to the west, like Rashni, Hindu-based. Johnny Scarlett is someone who interviewed me. She says hi to you, Jacob. She's cool. Anyway, we'll go back into shit. So yeah, you've had.
All right, back to Christian stuff.
with what Gino's covered so far with you, I believe he's building you up. He's been very.
Yeah, sword brother. That's just, they just always wind up in India, trying to do that whole George Harrison thing.
Objective regarding you, but he's building you up by little, because everybody has this distorted image of who you are because of those leaked drunk interviews you did that Gibby put out.
Okay, so he's drunk in the interviews. Those interviews, because there are some weird interviews, and I've watched some of those and stuff, and he sounds more, like, hey, what's up, baby? He sounds a little slower, and so I assume that's like how he was until I started watching this one originally.
Which take things very much out of context. That's one of the reasons why I have you here, is to try and deconstruct that. I mean, the idea guys were absolutely...
Oh, absolutely. I love some Zoroastrianism, Lavish. That's literally where the, the duality, like the good God and the bad God that has been, transposed onto Christianity with, God and Satan comes from. It's way more Zoroastrianism than it is, Judaism.
Absolutely horrendous, yet people see you as somehow being worse than the idea guys. More
a pingus?
Dangerous. All this stuff. I think it's to do with the fact that you are into occultism, and a lot of people correlate that with Satanism and then satanic panic stuff. But with the Gino thing, I think he's going to push you as a major antagonist because it will make his documentary series more, sensational and popular and I think he's going to do it.
This been getting kind of dry lately. That's all it is just showing Twitter posts. It's been like that for a long part.
Yeah.
The subtitle said something about new kitten.
Twitter posts. I'm not sure how he's going to unload the train trip though, because it never happened, and I really wish it did happen. That's the one thing I regret is not just sticking it through.
So what was it? Explain the train trip to people. Oh, first.
Oh, hell yeah, Swamp Donkey. H.P. Blavatsky. And she had an understudy who was in America. His name might be Rorik or something like that. And he's the guy who advised the Secretary of Treasury in the 30s to put the, seeing eye seal on the back of the dollar bill.
We'll back this up.
Absolutely, sword brother.
Get in contact with Christian.
I was sending a crush messages into her, putting crush messages in her comments on there. But I've always known he existed from 2006. And one of my roommates, before I moved out, had a friend that would come up and visit me twice a year, and she was into it. She was deep into it. And then I didn't get into it back then. I should have. I could have stopped a lot of stuff from happening if I'd gotten into it that early.
I could have stopped a lot of stuff from happening if I had got into it that early. That's strange. Why does he wants to just be like a controller? He just wants to control and mold Chris. He wants to become famous and popular vicariously through Chris, I feel like.
Everything would have been different because I still had this bad boy. It was one book at that time, but
Chris was extremely homophobic in those early days. Extremely.
I mean, lots of people influenced them though, Mr. Sacco. Lots of people did.
Homophobic.
I wasn't.
But yeah, it was definitely her shit about ancient Nepal and whatnot. That they were ooh, we better go out here and figure this out.
She wouldn't even have known it back then. She probably wouldn't have known because I wasn't visibly out either at that point. I didn't really start.
Hell yeah,
dressing apart
Icarus.
till I got here.
Hell yeah, Icarus. I'll do that. I'll do it for like a Easter play.
Because I moved out in 2009.
Into San Francisco.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck it, I don't care what anyone says. Everyone else is dressing wonk out here. I'm not the weirdest one.
Pretty much,
I am
Socko.
far from the weirdest one.
From what I've seen about San Francisco, it would have been interesting back before it became, you know, a bit of a shithole.
Yeah, people told me it went down in like the 80s when they opened up and they took away all the asylums. They just put them out in the streets, so they all went to the cities.
Well, that's true. Taking away the asylums. That's literally like what we've said before about like why it's terrible with these people on the streets now.
Wherever they were in the asylums, I guess they bust them in different cities. It's your problem now, and nobody ever did anything. And now it's so bad, you can't go anywhere in the city without seeing something brown on the sidewalk. But that's everywhere in the city.
What? On the sidewalk?
Crap. And it's not dog crap, it's people crap.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Yeah, human feces. Are they using
there's
everywhere?
too much. There's so much of it. It's got to be people. There's not enough dogs to make what I'm seeing. Nowhere near.
Yeah.
And most people,
He's like studying it. Sockness is out there on the streets of San Francisco, like, with his like monocle or something, like looking at the shit, like, this is human. This isn't dog. I believe this is human.
people around here, they got little lap dogs. Most people here got lap dogs. The homeless people, I think most of them have pit bulls. I think most of them do. Their favorite is pit bulls. Or pit bull terriers, things like that. Yeah.
Because I know the drug
Right,
epidemic
Beethoven?
in San Francisco is being handled very
It's
badly.
horrendous. I see overdoses every single day. And that's just a 20-minute walk from breakfast and back. That's every day. There's an overdose.
Hang on a second.
I don't know how many there is a
Right
year,
back.
but it's a lot.
And are people just shooting up in the streets and shit?
Yeah. They don't even hide it. They can shoot up in front of the police station. There's people passed out and kneed up against the building. And they don't do anything. They even had a shooting gallery here not that long ago during the pandemic and pandemic. They had a shooting gallery where you can go legally shoot up and have a
They introduced that in the city I live in Australia. And
how bad did it go?
I don't know if it's still going. I know a lot of I'm not going to say which city. People will probably be able to guess if they're Australian, but yeah, where I live, I know a lot of the criminal scene here. I've been sort of had contacts in various elements here back before COVID. But yeah, when they set up a place for them to shoot up, all of the worst junkies essentially just locked in.
I got tripped over
and overdoses because
my
they know
soundboard
that they can shoot more and get more fucked up.
San Francisco.
A nurse with a naloxone and adrenaline need.
And Icarus, a root doctor is like a hoodoo seller. Not necessarily voodoo, which is like a religion, but just straight up like, oh yeah, and you sell like roots, like plant roots and stuff. It's a very like kind of local South Carolina old school mystic shit, Appalachian swamp stuff.
It'll right there and ready in case they OD. So they're shooting more heroin. But Mel, oh fuck, I just gave away where the city.
But Melbourne, fuck, I just gave away the city. Who's gonna say Melbourne?
Jesus Christ, oh well.
Don't worry.
Oh no, I'm not worried about this. It's the other stuff that I do. I need to be careful with my identity. You know this.
What's up, not a
how
boomer?
I talk about various organizations.
Yeah.
Especially recently, I need to.
Probably
cannabis.
cannabis.
I don't care if someone will eventually find out who I am, but it's more for personal safety because of talking about different groups, alleged terrorist organizations and stuff. And I'm going very deep into an investigation into one at the moment, which is going to be a huge thing when I start releasing it. Anyway, yeah, people here, it's mostly methamphetamine. All the heroin addicts switched to meth, and then heroin came back big time. It's really cheap and really, really strong.
How about the fentanyl out there? You got fentanyl out there,
Yeah,
too?
yeah. I mean, I've
Yeah, how's the fentanyl out there? God damn, Jacob. Did you think Jacob does some fentanyl? He's like asking about it like as if it's like, how is it out there?
Because
fucked
everybody
around
here
with this
uses
stuff.
fentanyl here. Everybody here uses fentanyl now.
Fentanyl.
I mean, that's just like the
Fentanyl was a big thing.
strongest one.
Oh yeah, fentanyl
Like,
is about 100 times stronger than morphine,
yeah,
but it's very synthetic. I've used fentanyl. In Australia, we don't have the same fentanyl problem as you guys have in America because we don't have the border to
yeah.
coming from Mexico and stuff.
Comes in. We got several highways that comes through. We got that. I forgot what it was called. The one where they made the whole continental alliance with Canada, U.S., and Mexico. The NAFTA. I think that's what it's called. And that's just a freeway. It's just a drug highway. It's not trade. It's just a drug trade. It's not commercial. And then Interstate 5 goes through California, and 101 and 5 go through California, going north into Oregon and Washington is also another path. And all the big cities on the West Coast are just destroyed.
Yeah,
Yeah, Stilo. This is from January 18th this year. I mean, it's just a couple of months ago, but not many people have seen this.
heroin is from mostly places like Vietnam and is smuggled in through mostly.
Yeah, they manufacture it in China and smuggle it south.
I mean, he's lucid. He's able to talk about drug smuggling, drug highways, fentanyl. It's shocking me. Like, these are like deep subjects that like most of them can't talk about. I don't think like Chris Chan could talk about something like this, or Cyrex. I don't think he could like talk about something like this.
To you guys, then it's the same thing here. It comes from the ports.
Oh my god, Dare is the worst, Sammy. It's like red ribbon week. They were like, wear this red ribbon and you won't ever do drugs. And then they just like brought a case of drugs and showed them to us like, here you go, kids. Look at all these drugs. This is weed. This is crack. This is what they look like. This is how you do them. Like, gave us full-on instructions of like how to do them. Oh, you can usually buy this stuff. Here, go look in your parents' bedroom and find their bong. Like, they were totally just teaching us about drugs. What's up, Frostmeth?
There's three types of heroin.
Too.
The Chinese heroin these days is mostly fentanyl laced. The main
exactly
Frostmeth is black tar heroin, which is you can't shoot.
I don't know how smart he is, Caustic. I'm just saying he's lucid, and he's not as maybe autistic as it says. I mean, I'm sure he's got something, a little bit of something. But it says that he's somewhere in here. It says that he's autistic, like Chris. But I don't know, he's not sounding that autistic when he's able to like process his thoughts well.
It up. It's very tarry, similar consistency to opium, and you can smoke it. It's just very unprocessed heroin. Then there's brown heroin, which is the heroin. Majority of heroin in Europe.
Oh, what's up, Tony One Leg?
And
Lolcow News Daily.
Processed heroin, so it's not fully into a pharmaceutical grade heroin, and that's the heroin that's been made famous in films like Train Spotting and stuff. Afghan brown. You have to use big needles because you have to. It's not as water soluble. The heroin in Australia is Asian white heroin, mostly from Vietnam, and
yeah, that's what ours is. That's what I see here.
And that's dihydromorphine hydrochloride salt, and it's the raw, which is what people call essentially the purest heroin you can get. It's very clumpy, white with a brown tinge. But
they know their heroin, damn. They know their opioids, don't they? They're going into deep details about like their different types of opioids they know about.
We don't have it laced with fentanyl, but it's fucking so strong that
yeah, Davey.
Because we're an island nation, we get cut off from stuff. Meth can be made constantly here through cooked
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, RG. It was terrible.
In and out. Heroin. All the junkies move from heroin to
yeah, like Asperger's or something. Yeah, I could see that.
And went fucking crazy because methamphetamine is far worse than heroin. that shit makes people go.
He's a connoisseur.
And we have huge problems with meth here. It's a fucking nightmare. And then heroin came back big, and the drug dealers couldn't sell it essentially because it was so strong that everyone kept ODing. I used it. I used to speedball methamphetamine and heroin.
Oh, dude, he's just telling us. Okay, shit. I hope you're not doing that shit anymore. Interzone.
I've said this before or in stuff, and I don't do this shit anymore. I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're narcs.
God, you know.
What's up, Super Serial?
Years and years ago.
Well, I'm glad you were able to kick the habit.
Oh yeah.
I'm still working on my alcohol problem.
It's weird, isn't it? Why does he have such skinny arms?
Never really had a problem with meth. The reason I would use meth was as a way to stop a potential overdose by putting a little bit of meth in heroin. But sometimes I speedballed large doses of, like, a quarter gram of methamphetamine with heroin, and Jesus Christ, that was intense.
Are you surprised that Christian didn't somehow get involved in drugs at all?
He did with marijuana, and
like anything harder than weed, because he got weed from the Teen Trim Squad.
And they're the
Praetors too.
right?
Teen Titan Squad. You gotta love auto-generated captions. Teen Titan Squad.
Are they the
I don't
Praetors?
know if the Praetors. No, the Teen Trim Squad was before. I think it was right after the.
What's
IDA
up,
guys.
Rusty?
He had some underage. They were actually underage.
Yeah, RG. My buddy died last year from fucking fentanyl, man. It sucks.
When he was with them, hanging out with them.
I know.
And he was creeping on them.
Yeah.
And I think they're male. I think they're female to male. I'm not sure. Like, they look female to male.
Yeah.
I hardly ever see those in real life. They're always all the ones I've ever seen around here. They're all male to female.
I hardly ever see those in real life. The only ones I ever see around here.
And Chris would freaking love it out here because it's like everyone looks like a freaking cartoon character.
Yeah, Chris smoked weed one time with the Teen Troon Squad or whatever it was.
I would think she don't fit in Charlottesville.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, He was in the little movie that I made, Mutant Hunter. He's the mutant in the Mutant Hunter movie that I made.
Place. I don't really fit in over there either. But the bar's gone now. The bar's gone. The one he went to, it's gone. It went out. It went under. Now they don't think they have a club now.
The one
even if Chris geeks out. Yeah, when I went to that lesbian, when you used to go to the lesbian night.
Yeah.
I remember that. You remember those photos of Christian going to the lesbian night club bar?
Girl, it was like Jessica Yaniv. You ever heard of her? Have you heard of Jessica Yaniv?
Yeah. She's
up in Canada.
She's on the Kiwi Farms quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made out with the imaginary Sonichu.
Nice.
Or it was Cruzella Rosechew or whoever the fuck it was. Whatever.
He's
a
fucking pedophile.
Yeah, this was.
Oh yeah, RG. He did a lot of kratom too. He just did everything. That was his problem.
A legit pedophile.
And the Canadian Human Rights Council enabling this crazy, scam artist scumbag.
They don't let the suits go through though, but they don't stop her. They don't because she's committing crimes, or him, because Jonathan. He keeps doing the reporters.
Yeah, Davey, they're just on my channel somewhere. They're on my channel somewhere. They're just little short bullshits.
Yeah. Especially what's it called?
See the reporters.
That Canadian run conservative
Rebel News.
That's where I saw it a while back.
I just added them because I was reading the discussion of general thread, and I was like, oh, Rebel News, I've heard of them. They've been on InfoWars. Some of the reporters that showed up on InfoWars.
I used to watch Rebel Media back when Gavin McGuinness was on it. I found him funny.
Talking about Gavin McGuinness.
I haven't checked them out in a while though. But yeah, this is aspects of you that people don't.
You remember when Gavin McGuinness put that dildo in his butt?
See, the way you're portrayed, and we just had a conversation.
What's up, Bo, the guy you don't know? What's up, Valhalla? Yeah, Sammy. I definitely have Plenty of times.
So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Bo, this is Chris Chan guy. This is some weird Chris Chan guy.
I'm not a, interviewer. Essentially, we just been going on in all sorts of directions, and it's a normal conversation. It's not like I'm dealing with somebody who is the way that you are portrayed on the farms, the way that you are portrayed on. It's mostly Gibby's fault, and then the people who the hysteria
Gibby's
from
fault.
the watchdogs, or whatever the fuck they were called, and people.
Yeah. I think those were from the Kiwi farms. I think.
Yeah, the watchdogs, I think, were, and then
I think they were Kiwi farms. I think it was I actually forgot that. I don't even keep up on that anymore because nothing happened. They're just speculating now.
who was the person? Who were the people you were talking to?
Hell yeah,
when you were
Chester.
drunk that leaked the audio that then Gibby uploaded.
That was MK Ultra and
MKR. Do you mean MK Ultra?
MK Ultra was I think it might have been Watchdogs. I'm not sure. I don't really remember, but I did try. I did Alpha.
I thought they said MKR. I thought they said MKR earlier. Now he said MK Ultra. Sockness is a government handler who was sent to trigger Chris and make him do it with his mom, so he would become national news for some sort of CIA bullshit. That's what it is. He let it slip right there when he said MK Ultra. He's Chris's handler.
When I still had all that information. I don't have.
What's up, Lazy Lucario?
Flash drive anymore, so I don't have all that stuff anymore. Because I tried to give stuff to Geno Samuel, but he won't respond.
Oh, I mean, Faded, I don't know. I'll do it someday. I haven't. I just haven't really ever done it on the stream or anything. But someday I guess I will.
Fun.
Yeah.
He has an agenda.
Yes.
He has an agenda. He's pushing an agenda sometime.
Cannabis. That's funny.
Greed is going to be a big one. Because that's the train.
Sockness glows. MK Sockness. That's what it is.
Before, where he's funding the trip. He's funding some game
Convention.
What the one where he kissed people? The one where he was kissing on people.
Oh no, that already happened. That already happened. This is him going back because he's been told, that he's learned his lesson. But I guess the point I'm making is them releasing your drunk talking, and that's, I don't like how Gibby did that because to expose you. It was a conversation in confidence, and I never leak anything that is in confidence because
I didn't either.
Absolutely, Sword Brother. That's what it is. Chris's crimes is psyop, and we all fell for it.
That from Christian. I deleted everything so it can't come out. So I had a lot. I actually did have I would have had 40, 50 pages of stuff.
Hell yeah, Faded. That's what's up.
Communication. I don't have it. I think I've got.
Hell yeah,
Most of what I have
Frostman.
now is my channeling sessions between me, her, and the entities that I talk to,
don't
and her
get rid of
channeling
that.
her entities.
That's
I'm not
important.
going to. It's in my archive it's in my archive for communications. I always have the history of what I've done, and what I've said. And
if there is a liquid sockness, he be Jacob Gloveness.
That's so funny, Caustic. Jacob Gloveness, a liquid sockness. Oh my god. Oh, that's... What would he even do? Who would he be obsessed with? He wouldn't be obsessed with Christian. He'd have to be obsessed with somebody else.
Imagine.
I've always got a log. That stuff's I'm keeping, but the text message between me and her.
Pickle Man can't melt steel beams.
It might be worth keeping some of those because, for perpetuity, it might help you out. The reason I mentioned
I really don't think so. It's
something like that, Filthy Agent. I don't know.
I don't know if she was into me at all. I really don't know because she mostly corresponded in text.
Wet
she
socks.
Would say I love you and stuff like that. I should have kept it, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna be like these other people. I'm not gonna break my trust.
And yeah, you've never leaked anything I've said anywhere in private
No.
correspondences with you. And
that'll never happen because I can keep the secret.
And with regards to my end, even though I'm a very, very small public figure, if I was to leak anything about anyone, any integrity and any future correspondences with me will end. It's professional suicide, and
Yeah.
and really fucking stupid if you want any form of longevity. But that's the thing. What's funny about with you is you're a celebrity,
Right, Frostmath?
and
I don't think he's exactly a diddler so much, but he's just weird. Half troll, half lolcow. I can't really even tell, honestly, when it comes down to it. A lol troll.
Well, I didn't even have to be either.
Yeah, you've literally.
Absolutely, Bronx beats.
Oh, one thing I found funny in Gino Samuel's thing was when Christian thought Megan was a CPU goddess, and
Yeah.
he contacted Megan, and then Megan said, you know, I own guns, and then Chris went, oh, and then you contacted Megan. I thought that was fucking hilarious. This poor woman.
Chris paid me to do it too. Chris paid me to do it.
Seriously?
Yeah, she paid me. She paid me like $50 to do it. I said I wasn't going to do it.
Whoa. Okay, so yet again, we're not truly sure if this is all legit or not that he's saying, but that's some interesting information. Chris paid him to contact Megan.
They're so desperate to get her back though. She definitely paid me money to do it.
Troll cow.
Desperate, and that's.
Hell yeah.
Oh god, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Pretty much, Icarus. He needs to rip loud fart or something. It's like halfway. We've watched half of it, and the funniest thing is him picking up that shoe.
Apparently, Chris paid Sockness to contact Megan, because it was weird because you're going on about people with you know, very specific about disabilities and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And that sounded like you were. It was just bizarre. I thought it was hilarious, but it does make sense now. If Chris wanted you to do that on his behalf.
Yeah, I didn't really care. I didn't really want to contact her because I thought it was supposed to be over.
Yeah.
I even told her, "Is it supposed to be done with you between you two? Like, why do you want her back?" She doesn't.
Absolutely, 7 gram.
And she was with someone else. I think she is with somebody else. And she has an Etsy. I think she has an Etsy shop or something. I think she does arts and crafts or something.
That's interesting. I feel sorry for that girl. The whole Christian thing, making certain people inadvertently famous for bizarre reasons. I mean, hers is the most,
Hers is her own.
I feel like, that's why Jacob is like sold out Christian. So people would buy his magic book that he produced. He wrote a magic book, and then he wanted people to buy and read the magic book. So he attached himself to Christian, so people would then like know about him. I feel like that's about it.
It's her own doing.
Sorry?
Chris did it to himself. He just had to keep his trap shut.
Down with the Sockness. Ooh,
Sometimes I milk them for laughs. Go after them.
I mean, Mary Lee Walsh, all these different people.
I feel sorry for her too.
Oh my god, that's true. He does have John Wayne Gacy vibes. Absolutely.
Mary Lee Walsh. I wonder if she even knew.
Oh no, I think she did. And the pornographic images he drew of Megan and also Mary Lee Walsh.
And that was borderline. That was kind of like a little kinky. Some of the outfits the characters in.
Yeah, that.
It almost looks like it's like a bondage. Looks like a mistress. It's what the characters look like a mistress.
The Mary Lee.
Yeah. Mistress Mary Lee Walsh. What the fuck?
Yeah, Chris made the character almost like a dominatrix or something, like those bondage with those leather things. They do it full.
Hell yeah, Frostmath.
Kind of a costume. It was a leather fair that everyone in the world does know exists when they come here.
What's up, Zero Cool 36?
Bizarre about Chris.
Absolutely, Bo.
Yeah, I don't think he has any attraction. I think the hormones, the estrogen that Chris has been on, may
pretty much Discordia
have made. So the idea guys are the ones that really pushed.
Pushed her into doing hormones and.
Oh no, they pushed Chris into being or claiming to be bisexual. But the thing is I seriously do not think Chris has any attraction at all on any level to men. because maybe it's
God damn, Icarus.
how much estrogen and
What's up,
testosterone
Albert Cole?
that could influence Christianity to be more. I know it's politically
Yeah.
incorrect to say, but it would have that kind of effect on you.
So it'd be more
what I know
attractive
from
to-
people to yeah,
It changes your
It's
attractiveness because
you
it is a sex hormone. So
yes, and you become from people I know of. They said that they became more attracted to masculinity than before they were on hormones. So it does have an effect on sexuality to some degree. However, Christian's only gay shit that I know of he's done is having invisible sex with Magi-chan.
What about that? He drew that. Did he draw like a dong? Didn't he draw a picture of a dong and shit and like lick on it?
I don't.
that's pretty disgusting. It's like a hedgehog and a human.
Yeah, he's a furry.
Hell yeah,
I
faded.
wanna see
That's
it.
what's
No, I
up.
don't particularly want to see it, but that video that the idea guys had of Chris having sex with
Oh, the
Magi-chan.
one with the pillow.
Yeah.
Oh, the one with the.
I think
the
so,
pillow.
Bronx
Have you
Beats.
seen
I think he bought it from his
Yeah.
like Etsy or
Does
some
he-
Yeah,
shit.
people send it to me to try to gross me out.
Does Chris?
They try to use that. They use the unclip to try to get me to disinterested in it, try to stop me going after.
the unclit.
I've seen everything. They've tried every tactic to sway my decision to give chase, but
With the
I
Magi-chan
know my
sex
reasons.
thing. With the Magi-chan
What
sex
the
thing,
hell,
Chris
Stelios?
top or bottom in that video?
he talked in that one.
Okay.
But he's not functional. He's not functional anymore with the hormones.
Hmm.
I don't even know if and it didn't change the body at all. He's
No.
still the exact same shape. The hormones aren't working. It still grows a beard. That's supposed to thin drastically. It's supposed to form feminine breast. She's always had like feminine breast.
He's had very bad gynecomastia since the
Yeah,
beginning.
he's always had that. He's always had that.
And
That's been there since high school, even down to his high school images.
yeah, and
So the hormones.
What the hell? This is getting kind of weird. Oh, getting weird.
didn't do anything. I think he's just using estrogen pads. That's what I heard. He's not using the needles because I think you have to inject the hormone. I don't think it's a pill.
you can take them orally. You can take
Oh, they do?
yeah. There's
Yes,
there's
Mr.
injections,
Sacco, I
there's
did hear
oral.
that.
I don't know how effective the
I
others
did
are.
hear about that.
I've known
Knowing Chris, he'd be using
And then like Burger Boy was gonna repost it, and the guy like threatened to off himself. Like, I'm gonna off myself if you repost this video.
a pill. I don't know how effective it is
I think
either.
Gino mentioned that he was on what they usually prescribe is estrogen pills with a testosterone blocker called spirolactone. Spirolactone is a really if anybody wants to try and make some serious money, well back in the day, if you got spirolactone, you could sell it to ladyboy prostitutes, because who are in the country.
Wait, what? What about ladyboy prostitutes that are in the country?
Taking visas and shit and doing this stuff on the side because a lot of them, the things have probably changed these days. It'd be much easier to get that shit prescribed, but they would fly
Yeah,
to
they're handing it out like candy. They hand it out like candy now. They're like giving it to kids here.
yeah.
They're literally giving it off. You can get it like even before you start puberty now. You get puberty blockers now.
And
They're prescribing the kids as young as 8, which is absurd.
Yeah, that's
And that's why that gay bar got shot up. The person who did it was I think they tried to. I don't know if they identify with gays against groomers, but for some reason, gays against groomer gets brought up when people bring up that shooting.
Are you talking about the one in
And
like 2014 or 2015?
No, this was like last year. I think it was like
Oh,
it was
I
a few
don't know
months
about this
ago.
one.
Another bar got shot, and the guy got tackled by one of the customers inside. It's a hero. I think it was in Colorado.
Okay.
So,
I
this was a new.
I guess so.
when I was doing the Abramelin operation, I cut myself off completely to outside news. So for
Oh yeah.
a 6-month period of last year, I have no idea what went on. But yeah,
You didn't miss much. Just the world going to hell in a handbasket with a
Yeah.
big LGBT sticker on it. Because they're really pushing it in schools. They got books in there they can't even show on. There's books now you can't even show on the pictures. Alex Jones will not show the pages because his lawyer said.
Hey, I'm glad that he's arrested though, Contos. I'm glad that he's not like threatening to blow places up and shit, or just beating himself or beating up other people.
That's child
child
porn.
pornography.
He can't show it. Yeah, he can't show it. It was so awful.
And this is coming
And this was a middle school book in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, it's the
It's
same
called
thing.
This book is gay.
Same thing, Sammy.
I think that's what it is. It's called This Book is Gay.
I know they're
And
pushing
it's
this
so
heavily
horrible.
in Europe and also in Australia too. I mean,
Oh, they are.
and this is kind of, and you know, you're a homosexual and you don't approve of this.
Of course not. Because people are going in my bars just to say they're gay, and they're really not. They come into my community saying they're all these different things, and it's not true. We make up like 3% of the population, and real transgenders is like 3% of the gay population. They're extremely rare, and now whole classrooms are identifying as being some form of LGBT label.
Yeah.
And this is like a quarter of a whole classroom says they're gay or trans or whatever.
Right.
They're just doing it just to play to be the game, just to get their virtue. I don't know what you get out of it. I don't know what they get out of it because
I don't know Frostmeth, but he's been gone for so long that I'm assuming that he is. We're just like taking it as he is actually arrested now because that's the last information that we heard, and we haven't heard anything else.
Anything out of it. It's like if I could be
Well, it
totally
fucks
normal,
over.
I wouldn't want to be normal.
Well, it's
Hell
fucked
yeah,
over,
Icarus, that's where he needs it.
you know, people legitimately.
Cowspiracy!
This whole thing, it's fucking over people
Right, Frostmeth?
who are legitimately transgender and the gay community too.
Yeah, and then because now it's everywhere, it's being rubbed in people's faces. Now everyone hates us. And the people at the bar, I wore a shirt that had LGBT. It was Liberty, Guns, Beer, and Trump. And it had a picture. It had a picture of a gun. It had an AR-15 gun of right above the G. And the guy said he didn't feel safe because there was a picture of a gun on my shirt.
Oh God. I go shooting all the time, and I'm in a country where guns are.
Guns are hard to get over there. You have to have like a legit reason there, like you're a rancher or something. You have to deal with dingoes and.
There's
if
all
you live in a
sorts of ways.
city,
Dingoes! You gotta deal with dingoes!
Yeah, because I'm in the city. I can get a gun license.
Daniel Larson, Garu. He's the one who got arrested, we're assuming. He died? Shit, Bronx Beat. Maybe he did. Maybe he's out in the desert getting his bones picked clean.
Because
it's part of your profession, isn't it? It's part of your profession, isn't it?
Not
The
anymore.
stuff you know. It seems like you've done some pretty scary things in the past. Going into war zones and all that. And it's like, damn, who are you? Are you literally 007?
It's
So I
much
think
more
you seem-
mundane than it's much more mundane than people think. There is no way I can explain the circumstances of my bizarre pre-COVID work.
He's some sort of agent. They're both glowies. Why would he be going to like war zones and like profiling terrorists and shit?
No,
Because
I've seen
everything
retired.
makes me out to be. Everything will make me out.
Hell
to
yeah,
be-
sword brother.
Everything makes, which is, when I say spook, I'm referring. That's a general term for an intelligence officer. You know,
That's it. There were too many hotels in Las Vegas. There's so many hotels. Why did he go? Why did he go to the mecca of hotels? If the hotel or motel was trying to kill him, why did he travel literally to the mecca of just giant hotels? Of course he's gonna get killed there.
it has no racial connotations. With regards to the way I use that term, spook in UK context and Australian stuff is just a word for an intelligence officer. And
Yeah.
Wait, what? Just right after I said it, then you have to like say some shit like that.
use that term. Spook in UK context and Australian stuff is just a word for an intelligence officer. And
Yeah.
a shill is a very different thing. A shill, you know, is pushing a product for a corporation usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, by international stuff, which is what I'm really getting into now with regards to.
Oh, that's awesome, Mr. Doodle. So he did get carried away in cuffs? Alright. So yeah, he's probably in some sort of hospital, hopefully.
My YouTube stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
My history, it's.
I'm sure someone could find it if we found out exactly the day and everything. I'm sure it'd be real easy. Las Vegas?
It's bizarre.
Jacob B is in love with Megan.
Who is?
Full disclosure, Megan is a goddess and I love her. Jacoby's Bar and Grill.
Yeah, Frostmouth. You gotta be really
Someone
old for
claims
that
to
one
have
to like
been
even mean anything.
Yeah, I don't know which one. I've been interviewed quite a few times now.
It means ghost. Like, spook means a ghost. A spook, a haint, a holler. It just means a monster, a little gremlin goblin.
Now people, I don't
It's
know
like
if
what it's always meant.
I think you're gonna be the last. I'm only gonna let you interview me from now on. I'm not doing it with anybody else because they're just gonna be trolls, fakes. They'll mostly be fakers now. Now I'm being brought up again. I guess I'll just make it clear here. When this gets picked up by the Kiwi forums later on, so I'm pretty sure some of those people that came in earlier were probably them. All you do is type my name in. If anything shows up, it shows up. That was dry. It was dry right up until someone did a misspelling. I'm back from the softness. I guess they're back from the sickness. They got sick. They just hit the wrong. There's I and O are next to each other. So they fat fingered into the O, and they misspelled it. It was a game stream. And I was like, where? Doesn't this person mention me somewhere? And I watched like an hour of it. Like, I think it's a spelling error. Never just.
Yeah, trippy jackalope. Like, there's another one too. Here, let me give you the link. There's another interview that he does on this guy's channel as well.
They were playing like a. I don't think it was World of Warcraft. It was like some medieval setting. It was a medieval.
Pretty much Russell Hall.
Setting. I've never seen it. It looked like a phone game or something.
Oh, okay, maybe Diablo.
It looked like one of those.
Damn,
Gario.
like
one of those phone tablet game types.
Probably like Diablo Immortal or something like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
kids.
The Geno Samuel thing. You're gonna have. I mean, you're gonna have fucking.
Hey, Doc Holliday.
So, if Geno goes into you in a sensational kind of way, I suspect he will. You're gonna have so many fucking zoomers and stuff. You could actually utilize this, to be honest. You could utilize this to. I think it would be hilarious to turn you into a cult leader.
I mean, it is Mr. Sacco. That's like one of the terminology, or just like a monster, or it could be like a derogatory term.
Go on.
Yeah, like literally, like turn you into, to where you have.
He should, Bronx. He should go live with Barb. She would just like think it was Chris Chan. She would know. She wouldn't even know the difference.
Dedicated followers, and you start your own.
That's what I set up. That's what I set up.
What's up, TTT?
When I first learned about channeling.
I mean, somewhat. I mean, it could be used that way, Faded, but it just depends on like the context. Because like the things that you go right on in the fair, that's got the like mechanical monsters that pop out. Those are always called spook houses. Just like, oh yeah, let's go to the spook house. It's always what they were called. Like going through the fair, and it's like literally what they were written on.
I support it.
I don't see.
I'm not.
I'd have to pick wisely what book, though. I would have to pick wisely what books I allow, what books to practice. Because some of them are made for warfare. So I can't have stupid people join.
Absolutely, TTT.
It have to be people like you that are smart and aren't going to do stupid things. Chris Chan, she just wanted to merge, and I just wanted her to see what would happen. But like she was going to.
Yeah, Frostbeth. People don't get it. They're just like, okay. Weird. Everybody just thinks we're weird. We are weird for watching and paying attention to this shit, obviously. But yeah, everybody's just like, okay.
Something was going to happen in our house. If I'd gone there and done that, well, at least it would have worked as best it would have. She would have had her entity crossed over. We're going to cross it over to a doll or something. We're going to get that human-sized doll, that mannequin thing that I have. We're going to make her one.
That's so fucking funny, man. It's actually a good idea from an occult perspective, but it's so. I remember when I first interviewed you, it took me so by surprise because it's such a strange thing to have. But
yeah,
from an occult perspective,
it's safer that way.
I would utilize it. I would utilize one if I was gonna to just sit, in.
Can you imagine if I made one of those for Chris? What she would do with it?
Oh!
Can you imagine the lulz that would be?
It would be hilarious.
She'd be dating it. She'd be doing the other the dirty with it. And
doing a Jeffrey Dahmer.
She'd be doing a Jeffrey Dahmer.
We have to make sure it's a female one.
They think I was gonna Ed Gein Chris.
That's funny. Ed Gein Chris.
It's insane. I don't understand where this image. This is
Hell
why
yeah,
I'm
Mr.
doing
Psycho.
this casual stream with you, and we're completely
Yeah.
off topic. We're just having a normal fucking conversation.
Yeah,
The reason
cannabis.
for this is, since
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
whenever let me have a look quickly. Because the first time when I realized that I
Yeah,
wasn't being
sword brother.
trolled, and you legit, it was the real Jacob Sockness who had contacted me. We very quickly set up an interview, and my reactions in those interviews, which were a year ago, I'm going to find out exactly when we did the 2 interviews.
Yeah, because I think I gave you my email in that. No, I gave you my email
Contacted me
privately.
privately by email. The
Your
first one.
Yeah, it was your first.
Pretty. Yeah, that confirmed it. He said Jeffrey Dahmer. That's the first person he thought about. He's definitely a Jeffrey Dahmer fanboy.
The first Chris video. I responded right away.
Yeah, we did the first interview on the 19th of August in 2021, and that was the first time I had.
Yeah, Frostmath. Also, Coen Brothers movies uses the term spook to refer to like a secret, like undercover agent a lot. I know it's in Burn After Reading, and I'm pretty sure it's in The Big Lebowski.
You were naked in it. It was just fucking hilarious. It's been, luckily you don't show anything, which is why it's been a lot.
Yeah, I usually have underwear at night. I'm not.
But my reactions in those interviews were, I didn't know you very well, compared to now, where I've been in contact with you for over a year.
Yeah,
We've been
Chester.
corresponding mostly over text that entire
What
time,
is he doing?
all kinds of shit. And now that I actually know what you're like, I do not understand this. They have created such a distorted image of you. They've made you out to be.
Yeah, trippy jackalope.
I mean, Chris Chan physically would probably
I made a picture of what Chris looks like next to me. I'm tiny.
Yeah, I mean, how tall are you?
5'6". She's 5'10" and weighs God knows
knows
what.
how much Chris weighs. You are not exactly the most intimidating. I mean, you've got a good core. If you're street fighting, at least you have a kind of like, I'm tall.
Street
and
fighting.
these days, so I'm easy to fuck up. You can just kick me over and get me. Once you're on the ground, you're fucked. But
Yeah.
it's much easier to get a 6'4" guy like me, who's tall and lanky.
Damn, you're even taller than my ex. I want to be able to reach your head.
I have a friend who has the same kind of height as you and similar.
So you can hold your arm out like this, and he can just walk underneath it like Ed Wadlow.
He's definitely a pseudo-psychologist, a pseudo-occultist, and a pseudo-terrorist investigator.
I went and saw that. I went to the wax museum and saw Ed Wadlow. Look, his hand's bigger than my whole head. His fist, he literally big as my whole head.
Shit.
And the guy was like 8'11", I think. He's the closest to ever getting to 9 feet in all human history.
And
He was like 8'11".
that would suck.
And my ex, the sugar daddy, I'm surprised hasn't been mentioned yet. I don't know if they did. No, they did. It's not. Chris never interacted with my ex. He's 6'3". He towers over me.
And I only bring this up because they make it out like you are a physical danger to Chris. Well, Chris
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Chris physically, because of his weight and his height, and Chris is known to be violent. The whole Michael Snyder thing. It's amazing he didn't get prison.
Yeah,
time for that.
TT.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, Snyder should have threw the book at him on that. But he did get in the way of the car. He did get what the stories he got. He went out behind. I think the car.
Okay, see, and then this is what I'm saying. He's like wavering a little bit. He's saying Schneider should have thrown the book at him. Yet again, if he truly was actually in love with Chris Chan and it wasn't, some sort of weird shit that he's going on, he wouldn't want that to happen, right? But like he's in agreement. Like, yeah, that should have happened. That should have happened. Like worse things should have happened to him.
Car was pointing towards the building. He went out behind it, and it says Chris hoards. He probably. I bet he didn't even
Yeah,
know.
cannabis.
I didn't even know because they hoard. And there's a blind spot right behind the car. It's the back's full. I think it was the hatchback.
What's up, Larvitar?
I don't know the name of it. I think it was the hatchback. So I don't think Chris would have even known. He probably went around the passenger side and went behind it. It's like shit. You don't block someone from leaving. You just let them go. Call the cops and give them the license plate. That's what you're supposed to do.
Wasn't Chris
Don't
following
block
Snyder
anyone.
in the car park?
Snyder was following.
because he was taking pictures of Snyder's kid and shit. You know, that would make
Yeah, it's still wrong, but you don't try to block them from leaving. You just report it and let the police deal with it. And the police did.
Mm.
I think they did get home. I think they got, yeah, because I think Snyder backed off at that point. It's like, shit, he is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the amount
He's untrained. He just has raw autism. And me and him are almost identical with the symptoms. It's just I had treatment, he didn't. That's the only difference.
Okay, so he said he has treatment. He had treatment. All right, so he is autistic or something, but he's on medication or something. I don't know. I don't know what this treatment entails.
Otherwise, me and Chris pretty much had the same mannerisms when I stopped acting like normal. If I just go into like neutral mode, I'm watching a movie or something, and just relaxing, I do a lot of that, little noises and stuff. It's just when I'm consciously active. That's the training I got from Stanford when I was in that special ed school. That's what the therapist in the special ed teaches.
Okay, so he went to a special ed therapist, and they taught him how to like handle himself a little bit more. But Christian's like pure unbridled autism was like triggering his autism, something like that.
That was Stanford University.
Stanford University diagnosed and started treatment, and then when I got into elementary school, 2 years later, I think elementary school like 5. I was 3, diagnosed at 3.
Yes,
elementary schools, I think starts at 5. You get kindergarten, all that crap. And since I got special ed, they had speech therapy, behavioral therapy, they had all that stuff. And Chris did not. So if I had her parents, I'd be just as screwed up. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I care about her, even though she does all these egregious things. I know it's not her fault; it's her parents' fault, and it's all these idiots' fault that keep doing these things to her. It's just,
and
it really
from
needs
your
to stop.
perspective is, you know, because I don't have autism, I don't know.
Yeah, let's get into that part a little bit. I'm comfortable getting into that part. Let's get into the autism in Christian. We can do that.
Oh, and yeah, the thing about your public image, the problem has been mostly
some kind of shared Sonichu delusion.
Secondly, because you do have autism, it comes out more when you're writing.
Yeah.
Whereas when you write and you post shit, sometimes it's like
deluded into thinking he was somehow cured of it.
But then when you talk, like now, I in no way have any,
Yeah, because when I'm online drunk. Yeah, when I'm online drunk, all you see is the autism. The Christian, it's in me. That's kind of the reason why I try to do what I do, because when I'm drunk.
Now, is it autism when you're drunk, or is it just being like plastered? I'm autistic, but it only comes out when I'm drunk. That doesn't make much sense.
I can't keep up on all the
pretty much Icarus.
When I'm out and about, even right here.
Yeah, Anthony.
That's all gone.
And I think
pretty silly.
When you type, things come out.
You can tell when I'm typing if I'm drunk or not.
Yeah, but even when you're not drunk, you give a different representation of who you actually are. I think that's when your autism comes out. Is even when you're sober, when you communicate through text, and that's where the problem with your image it's not particularly your fault. It's mostly that when you do a video and you then communicate brilliantly, and you still
hell yeah, Frostmath.
It's hard. You have to know you to understand. Okay, that's drunk Sockness. Okay, I know what he's getting at really there.
Oh yeah, it sounds like Combs' autism coming out with the alcohol.
Kind of, in a way that is not, as I said, it's not really your fault. And even when you make videos when you're drunk.
Oh shit! What? Someone said autism was like being permanently high on weed. Lucky.
Like the two you sent me.
I want some autism. Damn.
Those two Telegram videos. You still come across. Yeah, I think the problem, and in the future, my recommendation of how to handle the situation that you're in, is by using video. I know you do with BitShoot, but I think you need to utilize YouTube as a way to
for people
to see who you actually are. as a way to communicate, instead of using Twitter, Telegram, or forum,
Autistic.
Facebook, whatever.
Hell yeah, horsepower hour.
To communicate something that's important. If you do it in a video, you'll come across, normal. You might have some.
Oh hell yeah, Rusty.
People will.
I know, yeah, I know. I've thought about it. That's why we watched that like trepidation video, because I talked about that once. Like I remember reading about that, being like, oh what? You get high forever?
I get shit for it all the time myself because I have these bizarre occult beliefs, and
I don't get much about it here. Everyone here believes in weird stuff, so that's common here. But
it's San Francisco. God damn, that deserves like a funny laugh track. Yeah, well, I don't get much flack here in San Francisco. Everybody believes weird shit.
Yeah, I mean,
my plans to move to Kansas. They'd probably be facing what you face, Christians and different, more monotheistic religions. But here, it's all over the place.
Green shark.
666s, eye symbols, and I know they don't know what it means. I know that. And I lost your sound.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
I saw you moving, but I wasn't hearing anything.
I vaguely remember Freakazoid. I never really watched it that much, so I don't remember Fanboy from it. But I vaguely remember Freakazoid.
A couple seconds.
I like The Tick more, and I think it was coming on around the same time as The Tick, and I just would rather watch The Tick.
But yeah, I think and I've actually contacted Gino Samuel myself. I've only done it once, and I linked him the two interviews.
Damn, Frostman. Sockness is the most normal person in San Francisco. Oh, who knows?
With you. And
send him this too.
Sorry?
Send him this one too.
I will. He never got back to me, which is understandable because he would be bombarded. I mean, fuck, his videos, even the less interesting ones, get hundreds of thousands of views.
He has a music channel too. I think he's got a Twitter as well. I don't know what they are, but I don't know what his other channels are. He's got a couple channels, I think. One's music, the other one's only Christian.
Yeah, I only follow his Christian one, but I will email him this. But he probably, with the documentary series, he wouldn't be able to utilize the interview that we did in 2021 to go through anything that may have happened because...
Damn, there's another interview that they did earlier in 2021, but I guess it's not on this channel anymore.
He hasn't gotten up to that point in time yet.
Yeah.
But it was more just to give him some context, because if he is a real researcher, because as you know, the stuff that I do outside of this...
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Sago.
Involves immense amounts of research with regards to international relations.
Yeah, it sounds pretty intense.
Oh hell yeah, horsepower.
I don't know anything about it, but it sounds like it'd be really smart to do that. That's why you do the spiritual things is the way you do too. It's like it's not stuff for kids, but we do. And I really do kind of regret giving Christian my books because she ripped one of the spells off, and she starts using this stuff. I know she's not taking precautions. The spell has those built into it. It has precautions built into it. So it's all contained stuff, but she probably didn't follow the formulas or anything else.
That's not your fault, though. Like with the Evermelon operation I did.
The Evermelon! The Evermelon! The Evermelon! Man, I'm gonna work on that Evermelon ritual. You guys want to come over? It's gonna take me 90 days to do the Evermelon ritual. Then afterwards, we're gonna have a melon that'll last forever.
If I
Evermelon.
I've had people contact.
Yeah, Ebola. Exactly. He's just a normal person in San Francisco at this point in time.
Saying they want to do it and stuff like.
Eric Andre's brother. How recent is this one? It's from January 18th.
Like that, and all that have influenced them to want to do it, and I'm like, no, don't do it. You know what I mean? But I have no control because you can't stop the operation. And as you know, when
Hermes Trismegistus.
A very difficult time containing it because you can't do any banishing rituals. I was having to contain this 6-month-long operation in where I was just...
Oh yeah. We could get him to obsess over King Cobra because King Cobra is another wizard, and so he would be like, "Ooh, King Cobra, let me teach you wet magic." That one would work. Sockness and Cobra.
Bombarded with paranormal events.
Then Cobra can end his dry spell with Sockness.
I remember you commented something that, you know, I was getting attacked by essentially constantly left, right.
Oh, Caustic is real bad. Homelessness in San Francisco is real bad. There's like tents everywhere and just like, you know, makeshift stuff and people just like walking around with their pants falling down and just like zombies shitting everywhere. It's real bad. When I was there, at least it was real bad.
It's entered by demons during the whole thing. And that is essentially what happened. And since I ended the operation, nothing happened. Sorry?
I just said
absolutely horsepower.
Because I successfully completed the operation. You cannot...
Oh, no, Ebola. I don't know. This is like... I think there's the other interview on this guy's channel with him is a little bit more recent, and that's like the last thing. I don't know. He's just obsessed with Chris.
Leave a spell unfinished. If you do a ritual, you have to fucking do it to the end.
I had a friend I used to practice with, and he would do it on purpose just to have activity. And he would use my books to do it. And you read the spells, haven't you?
Yes.
How bad some of them, how dangerous some of the what it's asking for.
Oh my god, that would be really funny.
Like
he should cosplay as Cobes. That would be really funny.
Apocalyptic. It's like asking for the apocalypse. He'll do those spells, and
is
he'll
he the guy who did the Coronzon thing that you mentioned a while back?
Yeah, he's the one who did the Coronzon.
Oh yeah, Sammy G. I like those big seals or sea lions. What are those things? There was a God damn it. There weren't any there, okay? When I went to San Francisco, there weren't any of those sea lions there, except a dead one. There was a dead one in the water, and everybody was looking at it like, oh, look, there's one. And I was like, shit, do they just have a dead one that they keep in the freezer, and then they, like, come out every morning and toss it into the water, so there'll be one there, and people won't realize that it's dead? So, you know, there's all these signs like, come look at the sea lions. And it's just a fucking bloated dead one in the water. That's all that was there. So that's kind of like how San Francisco is. You go and look at the sea lions, and it's just a dead fat corpse.
I think the apartment's empty most of the time now. They can't find a tenant for it. I think something keeps happening.
That's interesting.
And he really screwed up the room because, like, the master bedroom was my room. He's in the second bedroom, and that's where the apartment can now only be given to someone who has a living care worker.
Yeah, exactly, for the tourist. Like, we gotta have a sea lion out here for the tourist. And so they just have, like, a stock of dead sea lions in a freezer somewhere. They just toss one out there.
Worker, I feel so sorry for them. There are always these Mexican or Filipino ladies that do that work out here. I think I've only had, like,
and they're
couple
very
workers.
Superstitious, too, because
they are very
because they're very Catholic.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a couple of...
Goddamn, sucker.
Certain South American countries are majority Catholic, and the more somebody is superstitious in that traditional way of religion, if they're around this stuff, the more they're
hell yeah,
attacked, because their fear and their unconscious kind of belief that they have no control over this kind of thing enables them to be really fucked with. So it doesn't surprise me at all that your friend who did some ritual involving Coronzon 333, which is absolutely
Coronzon 333. That's a really funny name. Come on, Coronzon. Is it an Arabic spirit?
This way, in the system, Aleister Crowley's systems of magic, right?
Oh yeah, I knew you meant Juan Lucario.
Coronzon is the essentially, in Kabbalistic terms, the dwell on the threshold. Coronzon is...
Oh, damn, that's sad.
Triad.
That's sad as a dead baby whale. If it was like a big old whale, I wouldn't feel bad for it. But, you know, it's a little baby thing. It needs to live a little bit longer, I guess.
The Kabbalah, you have to go through, essentially, the abyss between the formative and archetypal worlds. I won't go into it. It's all really complex. But you have to spend years working up to crossing the abyss. Because to cross the abyss in Crowley's system, you have to become a magister of the temple. You have...
Okay, so I can't tell if he's saying Crowley or Crowley with his Australian accent. And that's how you can tell who's legit or not, like, by the way, what they say.
You have to face Coronzon. And most people fail. And this is after years of working through...
Coronzon as in Persona 5?
And my friend just got. I think he just discovered it, and that night he was trying to do it. So yeah, it's like
Oh God.
pretty bad. He didn't even train. He
Damn.
never trains. He's just as lazy as Christian.
At least they didn't blow it up. Dead barbarian. That classic, like, let's blow up this well, and then just all the chunks smash the cars.
It's too. He wants it now, and it never.
What's
works.
up, Ghoul Whip 96?
And this is the big problem with this kind of stuff. And with regards to responsibility, me even talking about some of this stuff, I get people saying that they're freaking out about, you know, demonic entities, or, you know, getting psychically attacked and things like that. And my whole point is I've been trying to tell people how some of this stuff works, using Christian as a pop culture figure, because he's a perfect example of somebody who has terrible magical practice, has been completely messed up by cursing people, which has all rebounded onto himself, because the majority of the people he cursed did him no personal harm.
Oh shit. Okay, so this guy's theory is that Chris's cursey hammy ha's that he's done came back onto himself and cursed him and turned him into Christian.
So
it was cursing people that did their job. So that's
like Mary Lee.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, there's only the only person, you know, with the trolls and stuff.
Yeah, dude, Crowley is a joke, absolutely. Like he's aware of it. Crowley's aware of it himself.
Alec Benson Leary, the Asperger guy.
The trolls, I don't care. I see that. Go for it. Because the trolls they're willfully being bad. I just see it as justice if something happens. She does a spell and it works.
But Alec Benson Leary did not do any personal harm to Christian. He did a parody comic. However, Liquid Chris did personal harm to Christian. Even though Liquid Chris was everybody's favorite troll, and you know he
was funny.
He was, and he was talented.
Hell yeah, TT. I like Mathers more than Crowley. I like his Greater Keys translation better than Crowley's oh, let me add some shit to it.
And all that, but where Liquid Chris fucked up is by dragging.
Oh yeah, Crowley was. I'm sure he was. It's fucking Crowley. He was a crazy fucker. But also, whenever he talks about child sacrifice, he's talking about jerking it off. He's like, yeah, so then I performed child sacrifice. He's meaning he jerked off.
In and using her to bait Chris with the whole love thing. Liquid Chris did personal harm to Christian because he utilized
Hell yeah, Ghoul Whip
against Chris essentially with Casey or whatever the fuck that fat bitch's name was. And
what?
It's funny, I haven't seen the new Liquid Chris video. Apparently he's popped up, but I read some shit on the Kiwi farms because I check it every now and then.
Okay. Now we're talking about maybe there's a correlation here. He's talking about Liquid, talking about new Liquid coming back and stuff. So let's see.
I don't have an account. I never contact anyone on there.
The new Liquid contacted me. He wants me to go onto Cyrax's channel and interrupt his streams.
Damn! He knows about Cyrax. There we go. Worlds collide. He knows all about Cyrax. Jacob Sockness already knows about Cyrax and all that shit. Damn. Oh yeah, Cannabis. I've heard about that too.
The Kiwi farms.
The Greater Keys or Lesser Keys, either one. I like the Greater Keys better naturally.
Have very harsh on Liquid Chris at the moment, and it's very interesting. And I think Chris may have successfully cursed Liquid Chris.
He got me involved. I'm sorry about all kinds of stuff that can go after people. And this Liquid guy, he seems like a joker, really. Does he seem like I don't know why he's going after Cyrax. This other
it's
guy,
because Cyrax has become the new Christian in a way.
Because.
Damn, this is interesting. I didn't know they were going to talk about Cyrax. I feel like vindicated or whatever. Yeah, I'm glad I watched it all the way through here, because shit, they're talking about Cyrax now, finally.
Because yeah, he is. You don't do anything amusing enough to replace Chris.
Did he? Did he, Caustic? Holy shit.
But most of your
But I source it myself. They can't trigger it. That's
Oh yeah, well, they were talking about that shit a lot at the beginning of this.
the reason why they're trying to cut me out of Christery, because they can't control me. That's the problem. That's why they hate me.
Wait, cut me out of Christery. Did you just say that? They're gonna cut me out of Christery.
That's the reason why they're trying to cut me out of Christery,
Cut me out of Christery.
because they can't control me. That's the problem. That's why they hate me so much, because they can't control me. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. And that's what pisses them off so bad.
And
Yeah,
That's
AI.
what told me from the very beginning. About the same time it happened to Chris, 2006. It started on me too. The same thing when I used to have a group about my books when I was writing them, a channel, and there'd be some weirdos pretend to be aliens, different aliens. I was doing my stuff when I started out. When I had groups, and I got discovered at the same time. I think a lot of these guys started in 2006, started going after people. So I don't know if Noel came in later. I think.
No,
I don't know who they were. It was all these other people. Started to seem like there was some earlier one, like 2006 when it all started.
Noel came in, started to interfere, I think, in 2011. But Noel generally seems to have good intentions, and he did help Chris all the way up until even when
He helped in the house fire and his dad.
and even
Those are
when
two
Chris
big-
the incest thing, Noel helped Chris and gave him money, through the email, and then realized that Chris also was robbing his mother, and Noel believed that Chris was seeing some woman in her 50s or something, but Chris was lying. But Noel stuck with him to the end, and I know you hate.
Yeah, I'll go down in Christery someday, Bob.
Noel as an individual, for he did his best with regards to Chris with intention. He could have really fucked Chris over.
Right, Mr. Sacco.
Having the ability to see his finances, and so Noel, I have respect for him with this stuff. The farms are an interesting place. So people are trying to get you involved with the guy who inserts stuff into his penis, and
Oh! And the guy who inserts stuff into his penis! That's what you called him! That's what this guy decided to call Cyrax, was the guy who inserts stuff into his penis! Oh! That's what stuck. That's what stuck with him, as he sticks stuff in his penis.
you involved with the guy who inserts stuff into his penis and looks like he has fetal alcohol.
I guess they think I'm gonna have a crush on him or something, but no way in hell.
Really?
I think that's what Squishy Boy was trying to do. He was trying to hook me up with Cyrax after Chris went to jail. He tried to hook me up with Cyrax. I was like, no,
fuck that.
No.
I'll just go to the bar and pick up someone and bring home.
No, I'll just go home and go to the bar and pick someone up. Hey, Jacob, don't knock it, man. I heard Blind Billy busted in 3 seconds or something.
I love that picture
Oh.
of you with that massive black guy.
Yeah.
There was 3 pictures. And
He was my pandemic. He was my pandemic playmate.
He looked. That was.
He cleans up real good. Get that? I just wish.
What the hell is he talking about? That's so pretty gross.
He was you with that massive black guy.
What?
Yeah.
There was 3 pictures. And
He was my pandemic. He was my pandemic playmate.
He looked.
That's pretty gross. Pandemic playmate. That's so gross.
That was.
He cleans up real good. Get that? I just wish he didn't. I just wish he wouldn't wear the makeup. His face is naturally beautiful. He's very beautiful. Without the makeup, he doesn't need the makeup at all. He doesn't need.
Does he wear
any
makeup?
of it. He's gorgeous.
The giant black guy.
Yeah.
Am I the one that you took pictures with? He has a bit of a beard.
Oh, you mean the really big guy?
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen.
Oh,
with the beard.
Oh.
He took pictures of
I thought I
naked.
posted some. Oh, I thought you meant the other guy, the cross-dresser.
Oh no.
Pictures of,
That's
of that one.
Yeah. No, I was talking about because in Australia we I've only met 2 African Americans in my entire life.
Yeah.
What? Oh. He's only met 2 in his entire life in Australia?
I've only met 2 African Americans in my entire life.
Yeah.
I've only met 2. One of them was a 40-year-old architect that I met, and he was he was wasted. He was fucking great. He was hilarious. He called me a nigger literally every 2 seconds. He was from
Yeah, it's
Harvard.
American. It's American slang.
He was from
I think it's like
Harlem. You know, he
brothers.
grew up rough, but he was.
Oh yeah.
But he was a successful architect. Yeah, he was.
It basically means brother, like it means brother or bloke, something like that. It's kind of what it means.
Brother or
But we
bloke.
can't say it though.
Oh no, he let
But
me
we
say
can't.
it.
Say it. He did.
I
Once
was
here
pretty
was-
fucked up. I met him randomly.
He let me say it. Oh, he let me say it.
near some bars. I was. This is years ago. I was on shitloads of Fenerbahce, which is a
Maybe Dead Barbarian.
The road Sockness is going, he gonna end up like Bill.
Exactly, Caustic. If he's hooking up with like pandemic playmates and stuff, and just going to the bars and hooking up with people, absolutely.
similar to GHB.
Yeah.
And also a lot of. I think
Hell yeah, Bronx
I
Beats.
was on a shitload of downers, tramadol, and
I don't know, Vape Tobin. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Does he mean actually like black people from American, or is he just meaning like black people in general?
I think morphine too. I was really intoxicated, and so
Brother or bloke,
it's
the two
really drunk.
genders. That's funny, cannabis. That's it.
we spent the entire night trying to get cocaine. Essentially,
Yeah.
he had to break into his own apartment.
Hey, we got our watcher count back. The watcher count
Wait,
going
what?
back up. We got 6.
Wait, we spent the whole night trying to get cocaine, and he had to break into his own apartment.
It's been 2 for a long time.
Because we're
No
going into
questions,
all
though.
kinds of strange shit. I mean,
Yeah, let's just keep this going. Let's just keep it going. Cool.
yeah. I mean,
One of us has to do something.
yeah. With so yeah, we went on this epic mission to get cocaine, and we succeeded. He had to break into his own apartment, and it was on the 3rd floor of his building because he locked himself out, and he literally
Right, Horsepower? It is. They're like keeping up with each other. They're like keeping tabs and stuff.
and he was wearing a suit that would have cost at least $1,000 or so, and it was perfectly fitted. He literally fuck. Discord thing.
Oh.
Fucked
What's
up
up,
when I was
Toki?
here for a minute. There we go. And
What's up, Blood
in his
Nug?
apartment,
Yeah, they interviewed
I mean,
around. They interviewed around real far lavish.
you know, being able to climb up 3 stories up a pipe. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's gonna kill himself. But no, I managed to get in, and then he let me in.
Hell yeah, Frostman.
And I was so fucked up, I barely remember. Anyway, he was good fun.
I mean, he really likes Crowley. You know, he said he really likes Crowley. He follows Crowley's work, so you know, it might end with him like getting effed in the bee in the desert.
Sadly, I don't know what ended up happening to him. He was a really bad alcoholic.
It usually doesn't end very well. My brother Alan had a
Hell yeah,
liver
faded.
and something with his heart. He had like a whole bunch of things that screwed up. And I lost one of my uncles has the problem, died of liver failure. Oh, there's alcoholism. in
What's
my
up,
family.
Robert?
You
I guess it's
have to
something
be
to do.
careful.
I guess the Native American side. I guess I don't know. I guess there's a lot of alcohol in the Native American community.
Well,
Wait, what are you saying? This motherfucker trying to say he's Chinokian? Is he fucking Chinokian?
His heart. He had like a whole bunch of things that screwed up. And I lost one of my uncles has the problem, died of liver failure. Oh, there's alcoholism in my family. I guess it's something to do. I guess the Native American side. I guess I don't know. I guess there's a lot of alcohol in the Native American community.
Well, Native
this
Americans
thing-
have no tolerance because genetically
Yeah.
they haven't been. Same here with Aboriginals in Australia.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been exposed to alcohol for thousands of years, like Indo-Europeans have, they become intoxicated much easier. I remember when I was living in a place where there was a lot of Aboriginals. They used to not sell them alcohol, and there was a council.
What's up, Captain Pollywog?
That was
Yeah.
filled with Aboriginals, and I remember a friend of mine showed up because he was half. This is going to sound politically incorrect, but I'm using the terminology of the place where I grew up. He was
Yeah.
a half caste, is what they call it. So he was half Aboriginal.
So half white and half. That's what I am. I'm half Native American. My tribe's in Southern California.
He's half Native American. Jacob Sockness is not half Native American. I do not believe that one little bit. He is like Chinokian or whatever, like Chris Chan's saying. Oh my god.
That's
Cyber Vikings.
That's interesting, and that would make alcohol a very bad substance for you genetically. And you get Chris Chan doesn't even have any Native American blood. He did that DNA test. Oh, and when he came out, when he
was all he was British Isles. Like my friend Daniel is. He was all British Isles, different parts of British Isles and stuff.
And he had that 0.1% Ashkenazi Jewish,
Yeah.
and then he treated it as if he was actually Jewish, even though he's not at all.
Oh yeah, that brings up something. Jessica Yannin is also Jewish. His mother's Jewish.
If his mother's Jewish, he could.
And the Ashkenazis have a bad history.
Absolutely horsepower.
They have a really terrible history. I'm sure you know about it.
Damn, Anthony.
We call them, Alex Jones mentions it sometimes. We call them the Ashkenazi Mafia. It's like these criminals, like a criminal organization within that community.
Yeah, well, they had to, because of similar to Italian. I'm from Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
And if you're persecuted, you have to form organizations for protection, and there's a lot of Jewish mafia type organizations and terrorist organizations that have been in places in Europe and stuff like that because of the history of genocide. Same with when I was young, because of the breakup of Yugoslavia, and that's where my heritage is from. I'm not going to mention where because I'm just going to have people give me shit.
Hell yeah, dead barbarian.
Yeah, it's one of my
Pocahontas.
Is from Prague. He's got two citizenships. He's from which one's Prague again? What country? What country is that one? Prague.
Hell yeah, Toki, that's what's up.
He's got Canadian. He's got whatever country
it's
Prague
in the Czech Republic.
I guess so, Doc.
Yeah, Prague is
yeah.
So they had a terrible communist regime back in the day, but I had to essentially join gangs when I was young because people
Damn, Frost, man.
People assumed that I was one of the mass groups of refugees from Yugoslavia when I was growing up during the Civil War in the 90s. Oh, hold on a sec.
We got something?
Let's see. Glad to know you're working on the drinking too. Thanks, Johnny Scarlett. Still here. Jacob, I was wondering if you have better protection from magical sources, covering up... Yeah, everyone asked this about covering up scrying mirrors, etc.
I usually don't because they're always on mission. They're always out doing something, so I just leave it open for them to come in and out. I'm always doing spells around town with that language that I have.
And you do this every night, don't you?
Pretty much.
Because the last time I talked to you, you said you did this nightly, essentially. You get drunk every night and you do magic.
He gets drunk every night and he does his spells. That's it. That's what's like corrupting him and like turning him evil is like getting drunk and like letting like alcohol demons tell him to like summon Sonichu demons.
Yeah.
Do you still do?
Maybe there's an autism demon. Maybe that's what it is, and it like takes the form of like Sonichu.
Do that?
Yeah. I still do. I got a little book.
Be it facetious.
If I'm just sitting here, I can just do them.
What's up, old ass man?
What's
book of spell? It's written in that language.
In Uresh? Is that what how?
Uresh.
Jacob Sockness has pulled through channeling a sort of magical language similar to Dr. John D. Edward Kelly.
Enochian?
Scrying the Enochian language. That's why I find Jacob very interesting.
Jacob has scryed a language that's like Enochian. Okay. Oh my god. It's just like a dick measuring contest most of the time. You know, it's like, I scryed this, I found this, I saw this, I did this.
has done things that not many people involved in magic or the occult
Hell yeah,
done
Mr. Sacco.
through his form of magic, mostly through channeling.
What's up, what old
And that's
cracker?
something
Or
I
odd,
find
sorry,
interesting.
odd cracker.
And
Yeah, Sockness is very boring. You have to make themselves more interesting by, like, jumping in on the Chris Chan stuff or something.
but yeah, with regards to the mirrors, you have no idea how many people have asked me, Jacob, about about that. It's funny how superstitious. With my mirror, I put it in a box, in a sort of drawer that I have under an altar, with other.
Okay, see, you're, like, giving it too much power. These guys are giving their shit too much power by having to be like, ooh, let me cover it up, let me hide it. You're just giving that shit more power.
Magical implements.
I can show you mine.
Yeah, they should just kiss. Absolutely.
But thanks for being here, Johnny Scarlett. I know this interview is all.
Hell yeah, Doc Holiday.
But I appreciate it.
Okay, what's he
Listen to
got?
the chat,
What's he
I'm
got?
sure
Let's
you-
see his box.
The Dybbuk box.
Oh, you fucking asshole. That's no Dybbuk box. That's a bunch of bullshit. You ain't got no Jewish demon in that shit. Shut up.
Dybbuk.
You ain't that dude, Zach Baggins or whatever, with your stupid ass museum.
Where did,
My own formula too. I'm not gonna open it though, but it's where I
Are
keep
you
my
talking
really
about-
good.
That's just like a medley spell chaos magic box. Ain't no Dybbuk box. You said it's my own recipe. It's just some, like,
are
fucking
you
chaos
talking about
magic.
The Jewish
Yeah, the Jewish that box they
demon.
make contain something.
Oh, I'll see you, Captain Pollywog. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out, buddy.
My God, they screw up on a ritual and they have to like seal it. I have my own version. That's where I keep my mistakes.
That's
Except
interesting.
I need a big one for my mirror. I need a big one for my mirror though, if I ever do decide to leave here peacefully and not leave a mess behind. Because my previous apartment, I didn't want to leave it, so I decided I'm gonna make a mess out of this place. So I could spiritually destroy it. I left hundreds of undone rituals in there. Because I thought they were gonna turn to the man. There was rumor they were gonna have an on-site manager. And I knew they were gonna put her in there. And I usually end up with a lot of beef with the management staff because during the pandemic, they tried to force me to wear a mask.
A ding dong box. The ding dong box. Oh, it's some bullshit. It's some, like, grifting bullshit, pretty much. I don't know if there's ever been a real one that anyone has ever found. Several years ago, it was real popular on YouTube to, like, order one offline.
Like, I'm not wearing this. We're gonna have to go to court. You're gonna have to go to court and court order me because I'm not doing it.
Hell yeah, Mr. Sacco.
Yeah, I was like,
You're kind of lucky. The lockdowns here.
Tick
yeah,
box.
yours was horrible.
Yep.
I was like, I would have been arrested. If I
What's
lived
up,
over
Alex? Oh yeah, I like that original Doom for sure.
Garu subscribed for more madness.
Thank you.
Alien.
Thank you, Garu. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I don't know, did Post Malone open the box? Probably.
The only
there. Your cops would have to.
No, I mean they. All right, to put it this way, I was in the. I through this whole fucking COVID thing. I was in the worst city, the worst city essentially.
Yeah,
hit by.
yours made the news here.
It
your
was
city
so
made the news
bad.
here.
It was
Hell yeah, Dog Holiday.
so bad.
It's pretty much just folklore.
The fines were. We had curfews, and in 2020, I was living in a fucking hotel.
Oh, it was when that movie came out. That's what it is, Lavish. That's when everybody got into them and stuff and tried to, like, let me open up the Dybbuk box. Let me put the ghost reader. Let me put the ghost reader beside it and see what it does. Oops. I guess it's broke. I guess the button's, like, broke on my ghost shit and it don't do it anymore.
Hell in Melbourne. Oh well, fuck it. People know that when I was 20, I was living in a fucking hotel in Melbourne.
Oh, hell, he just doxed himself a little bit.
It's really just a box of butt plugs.
Thank you, Red Pill Pusher. That's all it is. Absolutely. That is what it is. He's like, these are my mistakes. It's just a box of butt plugs. Absolutely. Thank you, man.
People know where I live anyway now. I was living in a hotel
Yeah.
because I was going through a divorce, which I've gone into before a little bit, and yeah, the rooms are cheap. Then they threw all the homeless people for free into the hotel, and then it was full of junkies.
You had neighbors. So you had neighbors that were.
Oh, thank you, Garu. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just want to like hang out and talk about shit, you know? We're just goofing off, nothing to be like taken serious. We're watching weirdos.
It became a nightmare. It was a fucking nightmare. I had meth addicts and they were breaking into rooms constantly. So even when they left, they would come back and break in. Even though this was a high-end hotel, I was stuck there for 6 months because during one of the major lockdowns with curfews.
Yeah, I remember when that started.
But they did it again in 2021,
Right.
Multiple times.
Yeah, it was like it came back again.
Yeah, you only got about 20 more minutes, all right.
Like you had like.
And we've had this sped up this whole time. Like, can you imagine if we had to sped it up just that tiny little bit?
Oh, we had it only one. We only had to lock down like once, and it just kind of reduced, but there was still a little bit of things, a few little tidbits that was still going on. Like the masks were still mandatory in a few places, and I went and printed out. I went out and printed out the city's guidelines.
I guess, cannabis.
Not have to wear a mask. I was like, go ahead and make me. I can sue you because this isn't even a law. And in your area, they actually made it a law.
Yes, and the fines
codified it.
Up to $25,000 just instantly if you were caught outside during the curfew time. $5,000 fines for leaving your 5-kilometer radius. So I had no human contact.
That's insane.
Time, except
damn, Australia fucking sucks. That fucking sucks, man. Fines and shit for all that bullshit. Fuck, damn.
For and it was really bad. A girl in my hotel I was living with either was murdered or committed suicide by jumping off from the top floor, and I saw her fucking body.
Whoa! Hey, you gonna just drop on us that someone was murdered or committed suicide?
In my hotel I was living with either was murdered or committed suicide by jumping off from the top floor.
Did he murder her? Holy shit!
And I saw her fucking body, and either she committed suicide because of the lockdown.
Oh yeah, mirror.
Down, or she was having amphetamines.
Absolutely, Ebola. Scary.
Yeah.
Meth junkies were fucking everywhere in the hotel, and
the windows in these apartments, they don't even open but like 2 or 3 inches to stop suicides. Because one of the buildings, I think you can even look this up, called the Pink Palace, which used to house the housing authority offices. It has apartments above it, but it looks like a converted hospital. They've now taken that feel away because they remodeled it. It's no longer its ugly pink.
Hell yeah, dead barbarian.
Suicides like crazy, and this wasn't even during the pandemic. This was just the 80s and 90s. It was just crazy people. But they remodeled all the buildings where the windows don't open wide enough to jump out of, and they don't
pretty much cannabis. That's what I'm saying. It's like a dick measuring contest at this point.
They don't provide air conditioning. They provide heat but no air, and so when it does, with that week it does get hot. It gets hot, and then we had a lot of suicides like crazy. I'm sure of it because the ambulances were going all day. It was all day. I could hear one blaring. And now when I'm hearing ambulances, I'm pretty sure it's blood clots. And you know what it is. I don't think we can say it yet.
Yeah, we won't go into that.
We won't go into that by name, but I'm pretty sure it's blood clots because a whole bunch of people in my building died. I went to an arts and crafts community thing. It was run by a Catholic.
What's up, Timo? I think maybe Philbar Toys makes a Sonichu medallion replica. I think they might, or someone does who's kind of like that. Who's someone around in that genre. I'm pretty sure Jacob bought one of the actual Christians one when Christian was selling them.
They volunteered. I guess we were making snowflakes or whatever.
I guess Timo or Faded Samsa. I guess that's why hotel windows are like that, to keep people from committing suicide.
Hardly anybody came down. The thing usually has a whole bunch of people. It's usually full to capacity. They usually turn people away. And there was plenty of room still. It was like not even a third to capacity. I think my building's empty.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want people to jump out of your hotel window, so you got to fix it. You don't want that on your time.
I think it's empty. I go out in the patio at night and look at the windows. It's mostly dark at 6. It gets night at like 6 o'clock here, and it's almost all the windows are dark. It's not even a TV, which means that
it is shit. That's what it is, TT. It is just two guys acting out a CWC and Geno Samuel interview. Oh, it's like the Walmart versions of them, you know? It's like we got CWC interviewing. Damn, I got choked. It's like we got Geno Samuel interviewing CWC at home.
you can see a TV on. It makes the room kind of flicker, and I didn't even see that in like half the units. They were just dark. They're empty. I think they put something in it, and they killed a bunch of poor people. And the poor people are like this. We're missing. Like I don't see that many of us anymore. And a lot of the homeless never did. They never took it. They never did. And I think that's the 8% that are still clean here. And it's all homeless, but they're not meeting people in the bar. I've met two so far, and I took them. We found each other.
Sorry?
And then when I was in the next day, they were like the dog with a tail between his legs. That old man did that to me.
Wait, sorry,
What the hell? Wait, what? I know it cut out, but he just talked about meeting people at a bar and then like doing it with them, and then the next day they had their tail between their legs and they said that old man did that to me, referring to himself as the old man. So were they like extremely young?
I had a few tricks. When I go to the bars looking for unjabbed people. And I've only
Stephen
met
King.
two that are like not homeless.
No, he doesn't look that much like Stephen King. Bradley kind of looks like Stephen King when Stephen King was on the cough medicine and he has those wide eyes and he's like, bleh. This guy's tongue sticking out like that.
But most of the homeless are still unjabbed, which I thought is kind of. I guess they've all listened to the same stuff I do.
Exactly, he just admitted it. He just admitted it. He's the one killing the homeless.
And I think
people just don't give a fuck. Though in Australia they would have they literally were in my state they forced us.
Yeah.
I had literally no choice. I had to get it twice. Otherwise I was going to not be able to essentially do anything. You couldn't even get a haircut in 2021
Exactly, Mr. Sacco. That was very concerning. All that shit, and they just blah blah like glazed over it.
Yeah.
Where I live, I got rejected to get because I was the last.
Oh yeah, young Stephen King
person I know.
Well, Stephen King looked completely different until he got ran over by that car. Then afterwards, he started looking like he does now. He used to look completely different, kind of like Hank Williams Jr. before and after he fell off the cliff.
Who held off the longest. The thing is, though, because of the nature of the fields that I'm involved in,
yeah,
and because of the strict law that cunt saying things, no
that's funny, Frostbath.
Yeah, but no pay and all that shit. I mean,
yeah,
I know guys who have. Daniel Andrews, yeah.
Have this sent to the FBI? Hell yeah.
So it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up with that.
Yeah, yours made the news. Your city made the news all.
Yeah, it's Melbourne. And
it's like we don't want America. Yeah, what they said on some of the more conservative news is we don't want America turning into Melbourne. That's what my news is saying.
It's all right now, but you know the Chris Chan videos I made initially?
Yeah.
I mean, I look like fucking Rasputin in those videos because
you don't look too well in some of them. You're getting your color. You're learning to look less Rasputin-y.
Rasputin. Okay. I like me some Rasputin, and I watched that History of the World Part 2 that just came out on Netflix. And there's a really funny Johnny Knoxville as Rasputin, like, hey, I'm Rasputin, and this is the, like, getting stabbed and thrown into the Thames River, or whatever the river was. And they stab him, like, Chris Pontius is, like, doing, like, a Russian dance and shit. That's the best part, in my opinion, of that entire History of the World Part 2 that's been coming out.
Thank you.
You are looking less Rasputin now.
Yeah, without the beard,
Might be, Mr. Sacco.
I looked like that.
What's up, middle-aged?
And I stopped shaving because I couldn't leave the apartment. I made those videos during, I think, like the 4th lockdown.
Yeah, I can't even keep track.
Where you couldn't go outside or do anything or see anyone, and I made those.
Yeah, we don't want America turning into Australia.
Doing all this shit.
Yeah, Doc Holiday. It's on that. There's a I don't know, it's a series, History of the World Part 2, which is supposed to be a sequel to History of the World by Mel Brooks. And in it, there's like a section with Rasputin. It's Johnny Knoxville.
It completely puts me at risk professionally.
Hell yeah, Lewis.
Because
I was Rasputin once for Halloween years ago. I had like a bullet hole in my head and stuff. I was like his bloated corpse.
about any of the sort of stuff I talk about, and it sounds much more sensational than what I actually go into.
Hell yeah, Tibbo.
Yeah, I just didn't give a shit at that point. But you know, by the end of that year, 2021, I had to. Otherwise, I wasn't, you know, essentially for work reasons.
Really?
Anyway,
Yeah.
but
Holy shit. Oh, that's awesome. Do you have any kind of like footage of it or anything? I'd love to see that.
now no one gives a fuck
Middle age. That's who I'm talking to.
anymore. And you know, people had from the Pfizer. You know, I
Hell yeah,
talked
Sacco.
to people, and they would have a brother who was only like 30 who had it.
Why bloated? Because I wanted to be a corpse. You know, I wore like a big old, like big extra big trench coat, and I made myself look nasty and dead. I wanted to be as like bloated corpse that they fished out of the river.
A heart attack. They didn't die, but you know. Anyway, we won't go into that because I don't want to get.
Hell yeah, cannabis.
That's the only
Yeah,
thing we won't
YouTube
get into.
YouTube still don't have. They're still censoring it, I think. That's why I don't have a channel. I'm not even going to create a new one. I'll just have it for comments because the comments aren't getting censored.
Absolutely
Which I'm
cannabis.
surprised.
Mel Brooks is classic. He's always funny.
I don't think you can report a comment. I think you can only the user
Oh, no,
did
you
it can
can.
delete it. But you can report it.
Yeah. I don't. I let people comment whatever they want. Sometimes it's annoying, and I block them but everyone else could see them. Like I have people who comment on my videos, and they don't watch the video. So like the one I did on the disassociative.
I'll see you, Faded. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
We're close to being done. Rasputin. Oh, gross, Russell. Thanks. You did longer than like I would have done if I wasn't actually the one streaming this one. But we're close. We only got about 10 more minutes of this.
TikTok thing, and the other fad that was going on with reality shifting or whatever the fuck, where they would think they were going to
Yeah, I'm
Hogwarts.
kind of vaguely remember.
Yeah, I was in no way saying that I did that shit. I was talking about it because it was interesting.
Yeah.
And I was saying that what they're doing is dangerous, essentially. And people were just going on saying, oh, so you think you can go to Hogwarts? It's like, if you watched 30 seconds at least of the video before fucking commenting, you know, and people comment on shit like with the organization that I talked about recently, the Order of Nine Angles, the O9A.
Yeah.
People are so fucking lazy that they
Did you say the Order of Nine Angles? The Order of Nine Angles.
give me shit saying I spelled angel wrong. No, if you look it up,
It is
it's
angle.
Okay, it is Angle. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up leaving that fucking comment.
Because me and
it's so
Daniel,
annoying.
because me and Daniel have been saying Nine Angels forever until you made that video. I was like, oh, it is actually angles.
Yeah, because it makes.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, however, it does make
But
sense when you understand the O9A,
Yeah.
why they call it the Order
Yeah.
of Nine Angles. But people could at least just look it up before giving me shit about spelling. It's so fucking annoying. That's my biggest complaint I have. People can criticize me and all that shit, but it's like unbelievable stupidity that makes me just go, why the fuck am I even bothering with any of this?
Oh, absolutely, Mr.
But no,
Sacco.
There's a lot of good people, but yeah, it's bizarre. But yeah, when I made those videos, it was during one of those lockdowns. Things have gotten all right where I live now. You don't have to wear
That's
masks.
good.
Public transport.
They really just got way off the rails and started talking about goddamn, like, COVID shit. Like, what the fuck? We were here listening about Christian.
Anymore. It's only really in hospitals. And
The same thing here.
yeah, they because of the press, you know, it got so bad.
Los
that way.
Angeles Angels.
And it really
Angles.
fucked up a lot of
Sorry.
people socially, because
I don't think they're going to recover from it.
no, I mean it's completely
What's up, Walnut Snake?
made me because
Hell yeah,
we've
Bronx
down
Beats.
so
That's
much,
what's up. I can't spall either.
Made me get more neurotic about things socially. Are you still there,
Is
Jake?
he frozen? He froze.
Oh shit, I think Jacob's cut out.
Alright. Yep. Okay, that's it. I don't think he comes back.
Alright. Sorry about this.
He just noped out of there. He got tired and just like cut it off. Like, I'm done. I'm done. And he cut it off. Damn. Alright. That was long. And slow. And we only learned just a tiny little bit of stuff. But we could like try to like, I don't know, infer stuff from it. So I'm going to see when this one happened. I guess like he did this other one. Is this like the same... Is this like the same day, or is this something else? One month ago, so it's around the same time. February 8th. No, okay, so this is definitely a different interview then. Shit. Yeah, what a conclusion. Oh. Oh, yeah, the sicko police got him. That's what happened. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching this one. It was weird. Like, I don't really know how to, like, think. I mean, we knew that Sockness was a weirdo, as it was, but he's a little more coherent and lucid than I imagined him to be when it comes down to it. I thought for sure he was going to be way more diluted out there and talking about crazy delusional stuff, but I don't know. He's half a troll, half lolcow. Yeah, 3 hours. Thank you, Faded. Thanks everybody who like hung out and watched this today. Cannabis, Faded, Lewis, TT, Bronx, Sammy G, Dead Barbarian, Caustic, Mr. Sacco, Walnut Snake, Super Cereal, Frostmeth, Night Shroud, One Odd Cracker, Doc Holiday, Russell Hall, Negasonic, Middle-Aged Dickhead, Lavish, Dinosaur, Red Pill Pusher, Greg the Rich, Ebola, Timo, Garu, Mirror. Oh, thank you, Super Cereal. That's what's up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Brandon the Cuddlefish. Let me see, where was that? Toki. Captain Pollywog. AI. Bloodnug. Icarus. Big Time Investing Sword Brother. Green Shark. Lazy Lucario. Lavatar. Vapetoven. JDX the Kid. Anthony. Trippy Jackalope. And if I missed anybody else, I'm sorry. And then I want to give a special thanks to the Drift King Music Biz Marty for the super chat, Faded Samsa for the super chat, Caustic for the super chat, Garo for subscribing to the channel, Red Pill Pusher for the super chat, and Super Cereal for the super chat. Thank you, everybody. And thanks for like hanging out and watching this with me. Thank you, Nick, YouTube. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. But I'll see you guys later. Thank you, everybody.